Again, we're back again. Holy shit. Night number 3 of Royal Rumble weekend. Time for Monday Night Raw. I got a Royal Rumble hangover from last night. How long was that show? 13, 14 hours, something like that? We're back at it again. Raw is 1 minute from going live on the USA Network, so we're here to watch it together. How y'all doing? Come down here and say hello. Many of you, I'm sure, will be back from last night. We had a lot of fun last night. Crazy night. Crazy night. Reviews are still pretty good today from the Royal Rumble. Most people find it to be a really good show. Very long show. I guess I didn't realize how long it was going, but the show went 5 hours. Kickoff was 2. So that's 7 right there. Damn. So yeah, it was a long night. I'm hoping for big things tonight. This should not be your typical run-of-the-mill Monday Night Raw, to say the least. I would really like to see Becky Lynch show up. Ronda Rousey is kicking off Monday Night Raw with an open challenge. So I don't know if that's where we see her or they want to hold it off. I mean, Becky, you know, could appear on SmackDown first and they could do this shit in a few weeks or something. WrestleMania is still 3 months away. So I don't know. I don't know what we're likely to see tonight. Y'all's guess is as good as mine. 16 hours, 25 minutes. Yeah, sounds about right. Sounds about right. Bubbinator, what's going on? 17-hour show. Yeah, it was crazy last night, but it was still fun. I mean, at least we were excited. At least there was some twists and turns and some unpredictability. All of the outcomes, for the most part, I think people were happy with. So it didn't even have any like controversial moments where fans had to be an asshole about something. Everybody was pretty cool. I guess some people's feathers were ruffled over Nia Jax being in the men's rumble. Like, who cares? She's only like one of like 4 or 5 women to do that. It's not a big deal. Plus, if Becky does jump over to Monday Night Raw, I think the whole reason Nia got in the rumble is so Becky could come out and be like, oh, you want to fight men? Why don't you fight the man? You know, or some shit. And they can do the match at Elimination Chamber Fastlane or something prior to WrestleMania. I know I'm assuming a lot here, but come on. There's no way Becky is staying on SmackDown, right? Come on. Oh, Seth is opening the show. I would have sworn they said Ronda was. I guess I misread the graphic. All right. Seth, even better. Speaking of WrestleMania title victories, I'm hoping this guy gets one. And again, when you're deciding who you're going to challenge, I can understand WWE maybe wanting to drag it out, but I don't want them to. I want Seth to say right here that I want Brock Lesnar. $100K subs? Yeah, maybe we can get there tonight. All we need is like 75,000 more. No, piece of cake. There's a WrestleMania sign. Damn, that's big. Is that digitalized or is that real? I can't tell. It almost looks like it's digital up there. Maybe it's not. What's going on, OJ? Oh, hi, ladies. Who are they in the front row? I mean, the crowd is holding up the man signs, so I would like to see her come out. No, 2.0 Attitude Era can't happen. We're lucky we got a 1.0. Be happy with that. The sign is real. Okay, it just looks so damn big. Last night everything was all special effects and stuff, so. Burn it down. God, I'm so happy Seth Rollins won. Yeah, I predicted both Royal Rumble matches correctly. Seth and Becky. Seth is a happy architect. Your t-shirt? Oh, your heart. Okay. So he's saying he's going to main event it. This would be a perfect place for Becky to come out and be like, oh no, you're not going to main event it. I don't know if you can read my t-shirt. You deserve it. I mean, Seth, what happened in 2015, does that technically mean he main evented a WrestleMania or no? How does that work? What are the rules with that Money in the Bank cash-in? Because I know Roman's main evented the last 4, right? 15, 16, 17, 18? Do what? Yeah, point at it. Good. Yeah, good pointing skills, good form. Yeah, it's excellent fundamentals there on the pointing. Nice. Yeah, you're one of the better pointers, Seth. You should be proud. Thanks for the super chat, Steven Scott. You're awesome. I don't think so. I don't think Daniel Bryan or Seth jumps to face Daniel Bryan. I think the match is Seth and Brock. I think that's the better match. More history there. Unfinished business with Brock kind of thing. Plus, Seth doesn't want to be seen as the guy that's going to go challenge the easier opponent. You know? I think he stays put. Plus, I don't think both Rumble winners switch brands. One stays, one jumps. Oh, Seth's going to talk about it right here. Maybe he just announces it. Who's been a friend of mine for a very long time, the WWE champion Daniel Bryan. My other path to WrestleMania takes me to Suplex City. I want to see Seth and Brock. Those are the type of good matches he has. Brock will be facing another small opponent, which is always better. I don't know what they're chanting. Take his belt? Yeah, if you say you're going to SmackDown now, the crowd's going to boo him. Oh, man. Oh, maybe Triple H will help you decide. How the fuck are you coming out there, Triple H? What do you want? And why are you randomly using this old music? Alright, well, I don't know what Triple H is going to say here. It's probably just going to be more teasing. And if Seth really wants to take time to think about it, you know, there is no rush announcing this. We got plenty of time before Mania. I just hope we don't see... Another thing I'm worried about is either Seth's Royal Rumble victory or Becky's is going to be on the line at the next pay-per-view. Charlotte might make a stink tomorrow night. Well, Becky ran out and replaced Lana. It's bullshit. I should be the rightful winner. Okay, Becky versus Charlotte at Fastlane or whatever, and then the winner goes on to WrestleMania. That could be a possibility. I mean, you still could do the triple threat, you know, at WrestleMania. I just hope not. But we'll talk about the women later. See what Triple H has to say. NXT chance. All right.
That you lived the dream and you pointed at the sign, man. I would have been disappointed in you if you didn't point at the sign, because I know that's your dream. And that is why I came out here the end of last year, just a couple of months.
Thanks for the super chat, Barry. I like the first one. I like the game, I think, better.
To bring back Seth Rollins.
They're both cool songs, but I think I like the original.
Because I've known that dream.
Hell, I like My Time or whatever that his first like heel theme was in like '99. I like that one.
You make me emotional and blubbering like two kids. I know what that dream's like because it was my dream, man, and it was your dream. I've seen that in you, and it's why I challenged you. And you stepped up to that challenge.
Triple H, are you being full of shit?
The Royal Rumble is a match that was designed to test the limits of every superstar in the WWE, to take them beyond where they thought they could go. Put 30 of the best athletes in the world in the ring and let them go until there's only one. Test those limits until there is only one. Last night, we found out who the one is. That one is Seth freaking Rollins.
Well, Triple H is singing his praises here. I hope this doesn't... It's not some ploy or some shit. Just let Seth face Brock and beat him, please. But they gotta tease us and take us on a few little dirt roads on our way to WrestleMania, so this could mean anything.
And now you have a decision as to who you are going to burn down at WrestleMania.
I don't want to see Becky right here. I'd rather see Becky later when Ronda's out there. You don't want to jam all the awesomeness into one segment. Keep Becky out of this.
She will make her decision tomorrow night on SmackDown Live. But you
No, see, he just said right there.
make yours right here tonight.
Oh, he's making them decide?
Trust me, you know maybe better than anybody else how fast the machine moves. We need to move, so I need to know. I need you to make the decision on the crossroad tonight. I'm going to give you till the end of the night.
Oh, the end of the night.
But then the WWE champion Daniel Bryan is going to be here. The Universal champion Brock Lesnar is going to be here.
Brock and Bryan are both going to be here? All right. Cool.
And I need you to tell me whose ass you are going to kick at WrestleMania.
I know we're going to get the two clipboards and the thumbs up or thumbs down or whatever they did with Batista and Triple H. Slay the beast.
Difficult decision of Seth Rollins' entire career.
The WWE Universe is going to hear about it.
Yeah, you know WrestleMania spots are going to be on the line.
One of the hardest decisions I've ever made in my entire life. But if it's got to be done tonight, then
Oh man, here comes Dean Ambrose.
I'd like to say I'm shocked at this, but I'm not. Dean Ambrose, once best friend of Seth Rollins, now bitter enemy.
I don't even know what Ambrose is doing out there. Was it Seth that eliminated him last night? I think so.
Dean Ambrose does a fantastic job of building.
Because at Elimination Chamber, you know Brock's not going to defend the belt in the Chamber, right? So that means it's either going to have to be Daniel Bryan defending in the Chamber, or you do another match with something on the line like Seth's title shot. Possible.
So cute. This whole little father-son shtick y'all got going on here. It makes me absolutely sick.
I don't trust anybody that wears a jacket with no shirt underneath.
Hanging out with.
That's weird.
Me and you were riding around Florida and beat up cars for $500. This guy didn't believe in you. This guy thought you were some kind of hotshot. This guy wanted to get rid of you. I believed in you. I always believed in you. I was the guy by your side that whole time. And we promised to come up to WWE and take over together. He tried
Oh,
to
thanks,
stop us.
Danny Birdie. I guess I was right.
You gonna go down the brother route?
Tyler Black eliminated Ambrose.
You stabbed in the back of the same
It was good to see his brother Alistair in the Rumble. Look at Triple H, Mr. Babyface. Easy now. Dean is a cool heel. Yeah, he is, but he's still wearing a jacket with no shirt, and he's got a chain on his jeans.
See what's going on here?
Points off.
You all see what's going on here? You're a suck up.
Suck up.
Chains, man. Look at this guy. Look at you hanging out with this guy. You are a pure kiss ass. So
A
go
pure
ahead.
kiss ass.
Go on to headline WrestleMania. I hope you beat Brock Lesnar, or I hope you beat Daniel Bryan. I hope you do. We both know the one guy who's always had your
Ambrose Triple H match, possibly. Does Triple H need to wrestle at WrestleMania, though? Come on, game, sit one out.
or this guy's help, and that's me.
Plus, isn't he injured?
So what about it, Chuckles?
Chuckles.
Stroke around here.
Can we start calling Triple H that? Can we get that trending?
Now, Seth,
Hashtag Chuckles.
beat Ambrose. Oh, what's the matter? Do you have to ask permission from your father-in-law first?
I like the way he's talking to him in the ropes like that. That's pretty funny. Slap the shit out of him, Triple H. Man, Triple H can go into WrestleMania to... Is he going to put over every Shield member at WrestleMania? He might. Yes, he does, chant. I love it.
Give me a referee right now.
Ooh, big boy decision.
Oh, I like this. Ambrose and Rollins, it's WrestleMania season. Tensions are running high.
Let's see what my $5 boneless wing combo is really worth.
Look at the white meat on this boneless wing.
$5.
With a drink, you must be joking.
Sorry, I'm shooting a text.
6 wings, a side, a biscuit, and a drink. My $5 boneless wing combo is worth way more.
Nia Jax should be in the men's elimination chamber. Jesus. I thought the way they did last night was kind of cool, just putting another woman in it. It's been a while. Who have we had? We've had Chyna, Karma, Beth Phoenix. Has there been anybody else? And just Nia?
Stay at a Universal Hotel with 3 epic theme
Nicole Bass was never in one, was she?
right now.
I don't think she was.
Free at the parks.
Crowd seems hot tonight. I'm glad. Well, they opened up hot with Seth Rollins. I mean, I don't know. They're gonna delay us. Triple H is telling you. For those of you just tuning in, Triple H and Seth Rollins had a promo, or Seth did, and Triple H interrupted him. Triple H demanded to know tonight who he's gonna face or who he wants to face at WrestleMania, and he wants to know by the end of the night. Seth did speculate that he could hop to SmackDown. I think that would be silly. Now, Daniel Bryan is in need of an opponent, assuming Daniel Bryan is champion going into WrestleMania. He's got to face somebody. But still, Seth Rollins is just the perfect guy. Just there's so much history and just so much perfectness with Seth Rollins being the one to beat Brock Lesnar. Especially if you toss in a Roman Reigns appearance or something like that. Could be a whole kind of feel-good thing. Somebody's got to beat Brock clean now because Roman is gone, and there's nobody else on the roster that's really done it. Triple H doesn't even count. So you got to do this. It's just like what you got to do. And then Daniel Bryan, they can figure that shit out on SmackDown. So you got a Raw talent winning one Rumble, a SmackDown talent winning the other. One Rumble winner will stay put, the other one will jump ship. It's nice and balanced out. And then you've got Elimination Chamber and you got Fastlane to figure out who the hell is going to wind up challenging Daniel Bryan. And I like everybody's idea about Bray Wyatt. That's interesting. Eric Rowan showed up last night and helped out Daniel Bryan in his match with AJ. So who knows where that's going to lead. So yeah, I say Seth stays put. Thanks for the super chat, How Wheezy. Appreciate that. An all-women's Hall of Fame class? No, I don't think you need to do an all-women's Hall of Fame class. I don't even think they've ever done an all-men's. Maybe in some of the early days, but they've incorporated women just about every year. And plus, there's not enough women to do a Hall of Fame class. Like, you'd be knocking out, you'd be doing so many at once, there'd be none to, like, spread out over time. Plus, you could potentially put more than one headliner all in one class. I'd keep them just spread out. We can have more women. You know, maybe 2 women go in instead of just 1 or whatever the current rule is. I don't know what there is. So yeah, I don't know if an all women's Hall of Fame would really be needed. Really. That's right. We're still speaking of the Hall of Fame, as Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are having their one-on-one match here. I thought tonight would be the night that they would announce the first Hall of Fame inductee. I haven't heard anything about it today, although I haven't really looked around, but I think if they were going to announce it, somebody would have told me on Twitter, and I never heard anything, so I don't know what they're waiting for. Normally we know by now, right? At least the headliner? Aleister Black versus Daniel Bryan at Mania. That would be a great, fun match. I just think that's a little quick for Aleister. I mean, Almas has been there for months and hasn't really done a whole lot, and then Aleister's going to come right in and leapfrog him. It's kind of hard to hear. Can you all not hear me? I've got it pulled up here. I can hear just fine. And, like, listen. I mean, Almas has been there for months. That's loud. Yeah, I usually keep my settings all the same. So sorry, Buminator. I hope you, I hope this isn't too bad. I'll move it up a little bit closer to me. I don't really want to fuck with the gain or anything like that. Yeah, that's a good point on the Hall of Fame. When is Vacant going to get inducted into the Hall of Fame? He's held a lot of titles. Who would induct him? The mayor of Parts Unknown? I mean, I don't even know who would induct Vacant into the Hall of Fame. And what would his speech be like? Hart Foundation being the headliners? That would surprise me if the Hart Foundation were the headliners, but, you know, I wouldn't mind. Brett would bask in that glory. Probably Brett and Natalya would accept on the Hart Foundation's behalf, I would assume. But if I'm doing a headliner, I'm doing Taker or I'm doing Rock. WrestleMania 35 is in New York. That's a huge market, a lot of history there, especially with WWE. You don't put just anybody as the headliner in a city like that. Last time they were there, Bruno went in. So it's got to be, as much as I love Brett, it's got to be somebody a little bit bigger than the Hart Foundation. And I'm hoping for Rock or Taker. I also think Kane should go in on a separate year from The Undertaker because I think Kane is a headliner in his own right. Thanks, Gabriel. Thanks for the super chat. Yeah, I'd be happy to induct Vacant. I have a lot of memories of Vacant. Oh, there you go. The anonymous laptop will induct him. Perfect. That'll be an interesting speech. Yeah, maybe little Jimmy could go into the Hall of Fame. He can be inducted by Moppy or something. Oh my god, a Rock and Lio Rush promo? That's hysterical. I can only imagine what that would be like. Yeah, if they're going to put Bam Bam in, this would be a good year considering it's in the Jersey area. Bam Bam's long overdue. So we're getting yet another match. The show is opening up, by the way, Antoine. Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose one-on-one. Seth came out to cut a promo, talked about his WrestleMania title shot, and was interrupted by Triple H, who demanded to know who he's going to face at WrestleMania and wants to know by the end of the night. Ambrose came out, talked smack, and now we're in the middle of a one-on-one match here. And that's pretty much it. I don't know, Barry. Thanks for the super chat. Nancy Benoit in the Hall of Fame? Woman was a pretty badass character back in the day. I don't know. I'd probably say no. Any attachment to the Benoit thing is they drawing attention that they don't want, and not because she's necessarily unworthy or anything like that. It's just they're not going to do that. I would say negative. Oh, Matilda. I'd love for Matilda to go in the Hall of Fame. Sometimes I worry that, that WWE abused some of those animals. I have not enjoyed the stories I've heard about Jake the Snake's snake. Some of them dying and shit. I really hope that they're embellished. Hacksaw Jim Duggan told a story in a shoot interview one time that that Jake left the snake in the trunk of the car on a freezing cold night and the snake was frozen stiff. I can't see that being possible. But unless it was dead first and then it froze, I just think that the snake could survive that. I don't know, though. I don't know what snakes require. But when I hear shit like that, I'm like, God damn. Oh, yeah, for sure. Elizabeth before woman. I'm still amazed they haven't put the First Lady of WWE in there yet. But she had a... If she was still alive, I guarantee she'd have been in already, for sure. She might have even... maybe she wouldn't have. I don't know if she would have maybe accepted or inducted Randy Savage into the Hall of Fame if she never passed away. Might have been weird for his current wife. But if she was alive, I think she'd be in by now. But I think the circumstances of her death, it's just another weird one that WWE might not want to touch. But Elizabeth should go in. Yeah, they're eventually going to throw that bone to Christian, too. He'll make it in. Yeah, Lillian Garcia, I'd be into that. Lex Luger's another guy that just got... He's got some issues. I guess he's all better now and shit. He's got his shit together, but... I don't know, WWE, there's just some bad blood there. And plus, he was in the middle of that Elizabeth death, too, and I just don't know. But I think he definitely deserves to go in. Certainly was a big enough name, had enough title wins and a lot of big moments. He beat Hulk Hogan on live TV for the title. All right, we're still on this Frank Thomas commercial. What's going on here? I missed it. Why are we on commercial? Is the match still going on? Jesus. Or did we get a finish and I missed it? Tony Gurria's not in? They didn't put him in one of those early years? To me, he seems like a guy they would have put in. I don't know if they might not have put Rene Goulet in either. Neither one of them might not be in. I love all these names for the Hall of Fame. It really shows you how many big names are still out there. There's still plenty of guys. All right, we're back to Rollins and Ambrose. This match has not ended. I thought I missed the finish or something. You know, but between Sid and Bam Bam and fucking Elizabeth and Bulldogs and Hart Foundation and Dynamite Kid. So many guys. Christian the headliner? I don't think so. Two-time NWA champion, for Christ's sake. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I'd make Christian the headliner. I like Christian. Hello from Sydney. What's going on? 12:30 in the afternoon. So that's what time you guys have to watch Raws? 12:30? Is it tomorrow or is it still today? For you. I don't know what the hell. I think I might be talking into the future in Sydney. Magnum TA for the Hall of Fame? Sure. Magnum TA still. That just sits in the pit of my stomach like what happened to him. That dude was so over. I remember Magnum TA. I used to live in the South. God, that guy was like God down there. He was as close to a Hogan as you could get as far as just the look and and everything. And plus, he was better in the ring than Hogan.
So there's a new date for Teen Ambrose.
He kind of had this, like, Scott Hall, Randy Orton type of in-ring style or something. He was the best. All right, we are 30 minutes into Monday Night Raw. This first match is still going on. Seth and Dean. No Intercontinental title this time, just a good old-fashioned fight. Ambrose is falling all out of the ring. Not even sure if after all this, if we're going to get a finish here. And I'm curious now that Seth won the Royal Rumble, and I don't know what Ambrose is doing. Is Bobby Lashley going to find a new opponent? Or do you think Lashley and Seth pick things back up between now and Mania? Because we know Brock's not going to be around.
Seth making his way to the top rope. Ambrose in a precarious position. Rollins looking right at the WrestleMania side. Nobody hold. Distraction may have cost him. Ambrose.
I like that.
Shoulders down for the victory.
Almost pinned him. That's the same move Brett used to beat the Bulldog at an In Your House back in the day.
To be a speed bump on Rollins' road to WrestleMania.
Natural disasters in the Hall of Fame. I'd like to see Earthquake go in for sure.
Let's take another look at this. Watch how close the referee won.
Not sure about good old Shockmaster there, but maybe.
Milliseconds from Seth Rollins.
Pete Rose is in the Hall of Fame. Kane put him in.
Ambrose tonight, which has happened many times in the past. Another notch on the belt of Dean Ambrose.
To have scouted each other for many years.
Look at her dirty deeds. Rollins able to counter.
Oh, man. Speaking of that Pete Rose induction, too. Buckle bomb on Dean. I remember getting the audio of Kane's induction speech for Pete Rose, like, on the internet. Because the internet it was prior to YouTube and everything, so... And it wasn't live broadcast anywhere, so somebody had recorded it. And I was listening to Kane's... Oh, and he curb stomps Dean. Dean sold that like The Rock sold the Stunner in '99. Game over. Well, Seth, got to go on a roll now between now and Mania. Look at the size of that WrestleMania sign.
Both the Universal Champion Brock Lesnar, the WWE Champion Daniel Bryan will be here. Who will Rollins face at WrestleMania?
It's less than 24 hours after it.
Rousey's open challenge. Yeah, looks like they might be dragging out the Becky stuff, but I mean, if Daniel Bryan is going to be there tonight, and Brock Lesnar, I mean, they want to make people tune into SmackDown tomorrow, so I guess it's a smart move. We got Kurt Angle and Baron Corbin tonight, one-on-one, I guess. All right. But we've got, tomorrow night they're going to want people to tune in. And if you got the man showing up, the most over female in the company right now, to discuss her victory, it's probably best to do it there. I just want her tonight. I want her to show up tonight. Oh, there's the tag titles. Why are they out there? Yeah, Jimmy Hart's in the Hall of Fame. Jimmy Hart has an interesting career and an interesting life. He's a weirdo. The size of... Did y'all see the size of Eric Rowan last night? Jesus, man. I don't know how many pounds he put on. Looks like a good 40 or 50. He is massive. Impressive looking son of a bitch. And now they've stuck him with Daniel Bryan. I suppose the Bludgeon Brothers are no more. Hi, buddy. I got a cat walking in. How you doing, buddy? We talked about that. If Undertaker does go into the Hall of Fame, who would induct him? Vince would be on the short list, yes. He's only inducted one person, and that's Austin, and I think Undertaker is definitely worthy of a Vince induction. He's stuck with him for so many years, such a big part of WWE, and Taker was one of the main factors why they were able to stick around and not get completely destroyed by WCW. And they rebounded, and Taker was there for all of that. He deserves a Vince induction. If not for him, it's just going to be Kane. Kane or Vince, I think, is really your only options. Brother Love, yeah, but no. You know, just nobody else. Any of his great opponents, like Mick Foley and stuff, you know, fine, but I still don't think they're the best ones. I think it's got to be Vince or Kane or Paul Bearer, who unfortunately is passed away. So, Vince or Kane it is. And if they're both busy, I'll just do it. I got you, Taker. I got you.
Discover my business and many others like it at Amazon.
Brock inducting Taker? Maybe. I mean, if you're going to have... he can definitely be on the list of wrestlers that would induct him. I still don't know if he'd be the best one to induct him, but it would be interesting to say the least. The man that ended your streak, your only loss, your only blemish at WrestleMania. Well, one of only 2 blemishes at WrestleMania. Hey, buddy, what's going on? Spectre, all you've missed so far is a one-on-one match between Seth and Dean Ambrose. Seth beat him with curb stomp. He's going to make his decision tonight before Raw goes off the air. Who's he going to face at WrestleMania? Triple H is making him decide. So I suppose we're going to find that out unless something happens. Daniel Bryan's in the house. Brock Lesnar is in the house. So there's going to be some big segment. Maybe there's a brawl before he can get the announcement out. And they drag it on and give us a cliffhanger until next week. Or maybe we find out. But I think it's got to be Brock Lesnar. He's not going. He's not going to SmackDown. Becky's coming to Raw. I don't know who should induct The Rock. Vince again, you can put him on the list. Otherwise, I'd probably do Stone Cold Steve Austin or Mick Foley. I hope he doesn't bring in a celebrity like Hogan had Sylvester Stallone, because if they do that, then he'll probably have Kevin Hart do it or something, which I wouldn't want to see. I'd rather have it be somebody that has some history with him, like Austin. Plus, they're friends, you know. Not Rikishi. I am inducting The Rock. I couldn't even imagine if Rikishi inducted him. I know Spectre, no Becky tonight, and I don't know, we might not see her, although Ronda Rousey, Seth Rollins, or Ambrose is still in the ring. Rousey's got an open challenge tonight, so we could see Becky there, but I'm starting to think it's going to be tomorrow. Ambrose, is he going to quit or something? What's this about? Nia Jax? What was Ambrose even going to say? I wonder what they're talking about. What the fuck are, what's Rikishi and Haku doing coming out here? I'm telling you, all this shit about Nia getting in the face of men is going to be answered by Becky Lynch. Because if Becky does jump to Raw to face Ronda Rousey, they got to kill some time. They got shit to do at Elimination Chamber and Fastlane. So you might finally get that match that was set up with the punch to the face from hell a couple months ago. And now you can do that in between Mania. And Nia Jax can be Becky's victory on the way to WrestleMania. She's right in Ambrose's face. Damn, they look like they're flirting. This is gross. This is one. Oh, she's going to attack him? Did the lunatic fringe just get thrown out of the ring by a chick? I don't think Ambrose really cares about if you're a woman. He'll knock you out. I don't know what that's about. I still don't know what Dean Ambrose was going to say in the ring. I wonder what that was about. All right, Alexa's back. Mickie James is with her. This is a tag team match. Is this like an elimination qualifier or something? Yes, it is. Okay. Nia Jax versus China. I don't know. Probably China. China's former Intercontinental Champion. She'll fuck Nia up.
First ever women's tag team champions is clearly the next logical step in our career. Obviously, ever since I unveiled
So yeah, Alexa and Mickie are going to be a team.
I've one and done. I can't even imagine anyone else even touching those titles, let alone wearing them. Oh no.
See, I'm curious about this match. This is a qualifying match, so
Actually holding up those pure, beautiful, shiny championships.
you probably do have to put
It reminds me of something.
Nia and Tamina in there.
It's like putting lipstick on a pig. Could you imagine Larry Stevens?
Unless Dean Ambrose comes out. That's what I would do. I'd have Dean Ambrose come out here,
Larry Stevens
interrupt the match or something,
give that ball
cost Nia Jax and Tamina the victory, and then Nia Jax can face Becky Lynch at Elimination Chamber one-on-one. We're getting 3 teams from each brand. Is that how it works? 3 Raws, 3 SmackDowns? Sasha and Bailey are going to be your winners of this thing. They have to be. And who's the other team on Raw they could put together? Alicia and I forgot who she hangs out with.
Because Tamina's hazardous to it. Yeah, and last night, Tamina eliminated Alexa's partner here tonight, Mickie James, in the Women's Royal Rumble match. Tamina entered number 10 before being eliminated by Charlotte. Alexa now, pulled through Jump. And there's a
Hey, that's a good idea because that was a pretty definitive win there by Seth Rollins over Dean Ambrose. Just beat him clean, opening match, 1, 2, 3, right in the middle of the ring. You can send Ambrose over to SmackDown. Maybe you can work with Daniel Bryan, but again, they're both heels. So Daniel Bryan is a lot of fun when he's being a heel and being a little evil man, picking on the babyface, and that's just 2 crazy heels facing each other, which I think would be fun, but it would be impossible for the writers to figure out how to do that. Because they ain't the smartest bunch. I disagree on the Iconics winning the belts. Joshua, I thought the Iconics should have won the tag team titles when they first got there. I was like, oh, they'd be the perfect team to be the first ever tag team champions. Because they're really the only solid duo or solid team in WWE. But then they didn't do anything on the main roster. They stayed absent for weeks. They just recently resurfaced back on SmackDown. I almost think it's a little quick. So what I would like to see is good, because WWE wants to build a legacy of the tag team titles, and I think in the record books, it looks a lot prettier to have 2 former world champions be your first ever tag team champions. So I think Bailey and Sasha should win the belts and then drop them to the Iconics because it's going to be a dual branded belt. So I think I'd prefer that. Now, if the Iconics were used better on TV and they were a little more prevalent and they were winning matches and they weren't viewed as such a joke on SmackDown, then I'd be all for that idea. It's just the way WWE thinks in their minds, I think they're going to prefer it if 2 proven talents hold the belts first. Because the Iconics haven't even been there very long. Who knows? They might not work out. They might be gone in a year. And that's not, you don't want to refer back to a team that was with you for such a short time as your first ever champions. That's my thinking on that. I miss Pyro. Yeah, sometimes I miss Pyro.
This is the large 3-topping pizza from Domino's. You can carry one out for $7.99 every day. This is a 3-topping handmade pan pizza from Domino's.
Pretty good audience in here, nearly 300 people. If you guys can help me out and get those likes up, I really appreciate it. Try to get us up to at least 100 for a little while. Last night, we surpassed 25,000 subscribers on the YouTube channel. That was fun. And we got a handful more. Yeah, looks like filing in tonight. So make sure you subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Since we got a commercial here, if you're wondering what I'm going to be doing this week, I'm finishing up. You know, when I've recently reacted to pay-per-views, I'll condense it. I'll edit it down to like a Cliff's Notes version of my reaction and my highlights of it. So I'll finish that up tonight, throw that on the channel tomorrow, and then normal time this week, like Thursday morning, I'm going to have a big podcast up. We'll recap everything that happened over the weekend. I'll talk about TakeOver. I'll talk about the Royal Rumble. I'll talk about whatever we see here tonight, and I'll discuss tomorrow's SmackDown. So that should be a good, nice, solid hour-long episode that you can look forward to on Thursday. And then I got a Patreon video in the works and another review in the works, and then I got to start working on my WrestleMania stuff. So there's plenty of videos coming to the channel, not only this week, but in weeks coming. So keep a lookout. Make sure you follow me on Twitter too, because I'll be advertising all sorts of shit over there. Thanks for the super chat, Darren Pfeffer. Karma versus Nia. Who you got? And Nia versus Beth. Who you got? I don't know. Karma and Nia. I'm not allowed to pick Nia Jax in either one of these matches, because that's against IWC law. I'm almost certain of it. Karma was good, but I feel like her run was a bit short. I'll take Karma over Nia. No, I'll take Nia over Karma, but I'll take Beth Phoenix over Nia Jax. How about that? That's my compromise. Yeah, I wouldn't mind a Becky theme change if they came up with something cool. I like Ciampa's Spectra, that's for sure. Thanks for that super chat, man. I don't remember seeing Nia and Beth. We might have. I don't know. Y'all know I can't remember shit like that. Do a best comments section? Yeah, I could. There's been plenty of like hilarious comments that I could like show and stuff, but that I don't even like reading the comments. I never read the comments on my video. Damn, yeah, Catherine, you just texted me. By the way, happy birthday to Catherine. She's the best. She turns 42 today. She is getting old. And she just texted me that she was eating a ton of cake all day. And now you are part cake. So good for you. And thanks for stopping by on your birthday. Auto Rock Racing. Thanks for the super chat, man. I appreciate it. If China ever goes into the Hall of Fame, that's a big if. Who should induct her? Feel like it can't be Hunter or Kid. Yeah, we were talking about that. Shawn Michaels might be a good compromise. Can't be Kid and can't be Hunter. I mean, you never know, though. China's dead, you know, so if her family is okay with it, maybe Stephanie is like, Triple H should do it, you know? What's it to her? Might be uncomfortable for the family, might be weird, I don't know. But knowing WWE and the way they like to put things behind them and put everything in the past, it might be nice. But if the family feels like it would be disrespectful or whatever, Triple H wouldn't be a good choice. Maybe Shawn Michaels would be. Other than that, I'm trying to think of people that she had friendships or relationships or feuds with in WWE that would be a good candidate for China. Don't know. Eddie Guerrero would be perfect, you know, but he's not with us either. That's right. Catherine turned 27 today, not 42. She's young, vibrant, and fabulous. And don't forget it. You're young, you're vibrant, you're fabulous, and old. And yeah, totally, totes fab. I would like to see Ambrose come out and screw this up because I want Nia Jax freed up. I don't want her in any matches. Now, we do have 2 pay-per-views, so she's in the Elimination Chamber. No big deal. I mean, this might sound crazy, but if Nia Jax and Tamina did get in the Elimination Chamber tag team match, I don't know if I'd consider them an underdog. They could very well win. I still think Sasha and Bayley is the better choice, but thanks for the super chat, Spectra. Did I see Alvarez call Gargano the American Okada? No, I didn't see that. Fair comparison. Sure. Brian's not dumb. Shut up, you hoe. I am a hoe. Did y'all see the footage of WWE? By the way, there's not much going on in this tag match right now. Did y'all see the footage of WWE making the fan take off the AEW shirt last night? That's crazy. I just can't believe that they would care in 2019 to do that. But back in 1996, they weren't making fans take off their NWO shirts. And they were on the verge of going out of business to those guys. AEW's like no threat at all. They're just doing it to be spiteful. Nia Jax has got both of them on her shoulders. And she's doing squats. Double Samoan drop. That's going to be it. Mickey's not kicking out. They're in. So they're pushing Nia Jax here. Alexa, you all right, girl? What do you think about... Oh my god, I don't know. I'm trying to think in terms of the 4 horsewomen angle. If Nia and Tamina are now in the chamber, Becky, or I'm sorry, I keep saying Becky, Bayley and Sasha also get in the chamber. Do you think maybe Becky would interfere in, well, I don't know how she would, in the chamber to cost Nia, Jax, and Tamina in order to help her fellow 4 horsewomen friends, Sasha and Bayley? I don't know. That's thinking way ahead. I like the where's Kurt Angle looking? The person interviewing him, he's just like looking straight ahead, like he's reading. Over here.
But Corbin left the building and you ended up facing Drew McIntyre. And you were pretty much humiliated.
We got some dead silence here as we watch replay of McIntyre tapping out Angle a couple months back. I like that match. I thought that was great, the way McIntyre owned the former Olympian.
It's taken me a long time to get over that match with Drew. But it's taken me even longer to get my one-on-one match with Baron Corbin.
Kurt, you're so goofy. How about him and Jeff Jarrett coming in just a couple of spots apart last night at the Rumble? That was crazy. Crazy. Interesting observation there, Don. Baron Corbin and birth control start with the same letters. That's true. Just looking at this fool, that's your birth control right there. I've given up on my cheese sticks. Long ago. They're not coming. Oh, we're gonna get a commercial? Alright, I'm gonna grab another Frosty Brew. Be right there. Alright, I didn't go far. So far, we haven't got too much information tonight. Endless apps. You can't promote a different company. NWO shirt was different. No, it wasn't. Not back in 1996. That was like WC. That was like, oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you meant like WWE owns NWO now. I see what you're saying. Like NWO was just a WCW character type of thing. But still, like it wouldn't, like those shirts were everywhere. They were flooding everything. They were all on TV. Go back and watch Raws from like 96. NWO shirts all over the place. You know, and I'm like, damn, WWE should have been doing that back then. When they were actually visible. Nobody even knows. If there's a guy in the crowd with an AEW shirt, like who gives a shit? I think it's mostly just out of spite. WWE's not really concerned with AEW. They just want to cock block them at every turn. And plus, you know, I think it's bullshit WWE's doing that. Fans should be allowed to wear whatever they want. Provided it's not obscene or graphic. You should be able to wear whatever you want into a wrestling show. You know, you paid your ticket. But I think in WWE's mind, they're thinking that fans are wearing, and this is true, fans are wearing All Elite Wrestling shirts, not so much out of support for All Elite Wrestling, but more so in protest of WWE. You know, fans just, they want to be smartasses. You know, they want to, you know, if you've noticed too, the talk online, you know, the discussion about All Elite Wrestling is so aggressive online. It's like nobody can be like me. Nobody can be happy that All Elite Wrestling is here and wish them well and hope that they're a success and all of that. Like, I want nothing but the best for them. The last thing I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about the success of All Elite Wrestling is WWE. But the crazies out there can't do that. If you like All Elite Wrestling, you absolutely must, at the same time, completely shit on WWE. Anybody who watches WWE is just some stupid childish fan. Real fans watch this or whatever the fuck. You know the attitude I'm talking about. They're everywhere. And I think maybe WWE realizes that in the fans, that it's like they don't really truly care about All Elite Wrestling. They just wanna stick it or protest WWE any way they can, and that's the way they do it. They do it to be snide and spiteful. So WWE is being snide and spiteful right back by saying take that shit off. I still don't think it's right. I don't think WWE should be allowed to really do that, but they're doing it, and I guess they have their reasons, but. Maybe they just don't want it to become a thing. You know, they don't want the whole crowd decked out in All Elite Wrestling shirts just out of protest, because prior to this, the one way you protest WWE is by sabotaging matches, you know, booing Roman Reigns and chanting for CM Punk and doing a lot of shit, you know, chant-wise. Well, if you start getting everybody on the same page and you got 17,000 All Elite Wrestling shirts in the crowd, that's a pretty hefty protest right there too. So maybe WWE is trying to stop that from snowballing. I don't know. I think it's stupid. I think it's completely unnecessary for WWE to take off the shirt or make fans take the shirt off. But I also think most fans are incapable of liking All Elite Wrestling and hoping the best for them. They're not allowed to do just that and continue to enjoy wrestling. You absolutely must loathe, despise, and hate WWE at the same time. And I think that's just a very insane mentality. To me, like, it's like TNA. I don't want All Elite Wrestling to go head to head on Monday nights. That's not what you want to do. That's not how you're going to create competition. And plus, they're not Ted Turner. They're not going to be able to take Hogan, Hall, Nash, Savage, because guys like that, like Roman and Seth and others, they're all treated well, locked into a lot of good contracts and making a ton of money. There's no reason for them to jump. Back in the day, there was a lot of reason for them to jump. It's the undercard talent that's going to be going over there. People like the Revival, Mike Kanellis and Zack Ryder and guys like that be like, let me out of my fucking contract so I can go work for these guys. But it's not like Brock Lesnar is going to be working any AEW matches, you know? Shut up, Baron Corbin. Nobody asked you. Spectre, thanks for another one, man. You don't get it. New Japan is better than WWE, but fans don't make you choose. So are they so stupid about AEW? Exactly. I don't know. Yeah, it's okay, dude. Don't worry about the super chats. I appreciate all your generosity. You're awesome. I also think, too, with the New Japan stuff, like, there's not one definitive... I mean, there is, but we don't see a lot of those New Japan logo shirts in the crowd. A lot of New Japan shirts are Bullet Club shirts or shit like that. You know, these are, like, all Elite Wrestling shirts that maybe WWE just doesn't want on their TV. But it's not like, even HD, you can't see anything. The crowd, the lights are dimmed. Everybody's highlighted in red. Like, could you even tell? Except for the people in the front row? Yeah, I don't know why WWE cares. Y'all's guess is as good as mine. But I do think the All Elite Wrestling fans should lighten up a little bit and realize that it's perfectly okay to like them and root for them and wish them the best. I do. I don't have to hate WWE for it. I recognize WWE's problems. And for me, I'm like, with All Elite Wrestling, when they form, it's like, sweet, more good wrestling. Guess you can never have too much. Yeah, Ambrose is not going to All Elite Wrestling. Guys like that, they're doing fine. They're making money. They're ingrained in it. I think the only people that would even consider going to All Elite Wrestling are people that are just frustrated with their spots. And Dean Ambrose should not be frustrated with his spot. For a guy of his talent level and all that, he's done plenty in WWE, former world champion. He's won every title. He's on TV. Provided he's healthy, he's on TV every week. He's not being jobbed out. He worked with Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. His wife is doing commentary on Raw. He's not leaving. Alec, I'm drinking real light beer tonight, Pacifico. I drank quite a few Stellas last night because I was up here for 5.5 hours streaming during the Royal Rumble. So I figured I'd just slowly drink a couple beers. Got some bad news today. Nothing crazy or anything like that, but some bad news that kind of took me a little bit off guard. So I just had a couple beers just to relax a little bit. But I definitely wanted to drink light because I'm getting older and I can't drink 2 nights in a row. Mike Witt, the fact that you even had to type that, give me a break. Are you kidding me? No, I'm completely unaware of that. You ever listen to my fucking show? Yes, don't worry. Don't be so eager to argue. And don't hear what you want to hear. I'm perfectly aware of every issue with the WWE. But that doesn't mean that if I start rooting for AEW that I just have, everybody's got to be one or the other. They got to be so, like, aggressive with all their, like, attitudes. Why are they yelling at each other? I come up here every Monday night and talk about Monday Night Raw with you guys just to survive the boringness of the show. That's the whole reason these streams exist. So yes, Mike, I'm very aware of these problems, Mr. Negative Pants. Angle better not lose to Baron Corbin. Because even though Angle is older, he's still in, like, pretty decent shape. He's still in the gym, obviously. He's just not as mobile as he used to be at all. He seems, like, stiff. Corbin kicked out of the fucking ankle lock? Oh, no. Deep six. He beat him with deep six? Does Corbin ever won a match with deep six? I never knew that was the name of the move. Deep six, huh? So stupid. Why does everybody have to have so many names for their moves? His finisher is what? End of days? Deep six. How about deep throat me, asshole? Well, I mean, you gotta let Corbin, you gotta throw Corbin a bone. I mean, he loses every time he's out there, much to our delight. How do you like wrestling in that dress shirt? Is it nice? Feel good? Totally not hot at all? Oh, you're gonna go injure Kurt Angle some more? Can somebody come out and help Kurt Angle, please? Like Jeff Jarrett? Hey, shout out to Joe Cronin. Sign in the front row. The GoodMicWork sign must be behind it. I'm having trouble seeing it. Baron Corbin, you are on the road to the WrestleMania kickoff. That's where you're going. You guys didn't know the replay was coming. They wanted to talk about Seth Rollins, and we have to watch Corbin end of days, poor Kurt Angle. I wasn't pissed off, Mike. It's all good. It's just that's I guess the wording. I was hearing what you wrote in a particular wrestling voice, like the well actually voice. Well, actually, kind of thing. And you might not have even meant it that way. It's just like, yes, dude. Like, how can you even watch me for more than 10 minutes and think that I'm not aware of these things, you know? Come on now. I ain't dumb. I pay attention. Finn Balor hobbling around. You alright, dude? Thanks for the super chat, Spaz. Sexy beast. Sexy beastie boy. Balor is nursing them injuries. Look at Otis. This fucking nut. Oh, Balor, if you would have been the Demon, you might be WWE Universal Champion right now. It's your fault. Your fault. I don't know if he's a jobber, though. I think, you know, Kurt Angle, he might be gearing up for a retirement match. Remember when Ric Flair, they did this a couple times with him. I remember, like, Rico beat Ric Flair on Raw. Just beat him. 1, 2, 3. Just like Baron Corbin did to Kurt Angle. And Flair was kind of in and out. And then, you know, they did the thing at the end where he was retired by Shawn Michaels. This might be somewhat tied into that. Kurt Angle can't wrestle forever. He went to the Hall of Fame like 2 years ago. He's clearly not the same performer. I liked him coming back for attraction matches like what he did with Ronda Rousey last year at WrestleMania and stuff like that. But we don't really need to see him in the ring anymore. He's way past his prime. So if they're jobbing him here, it might just be leading to him doing something in the future. Maybe wrapping it up. Maybe turning heel. Who knows? I do remember when I poured beer on my head. That was like a year ago, because the reason I was doing that is because we were doing some renovations at my restaurant. We'd closed for like 2.5 weeks or something, so I was home a lot. So a couple of those weekends I did live streams, and somebody was like, I'll give you $100 super chat to pour your beer on your head. I'm like, all right, if you want to do it, I'll do it. And then it comes through, and I'm like, well, I guess I got to pour beer on my head. So I did. It was a fun night. You never know what's going to happen. Anything can happen on a GoodMicWork live stream. Opinions on Royal Rumble. It was awesome. I thought it was a great show. Long show, but great show. Literally happy with just about every outcome we had. Nothing upset me, aside for just the sheer length of the damn thing, especially when we're coming up on WrestleMania. If Royal Rumble was 7 hours, how the fuck long is WrestleMania going to be? 8? We're probably looking at a 2-hour kickoff and a 6-hour show. That's a lot of wrestling. God. Yeah, exactly, Jason. I agree completely. That's why I'm so happy All Elite Wrestling is there with money behind them and people that actually care. You know, TNA was such a wishy-washy fucking mess internally. You never knew what was going on. This feels stable, you know, and that's what we need. Plus, you got wrestling people behind it. Cody Rhodes is extremely determined, you know, and the Young Bucks are too. And you know, they've just got a pretty decent-looking team so far, and they've got potential. They still have to launch and have some shows and shit, but I can't see them being a failure. I can't see them being worse than Impact. They should be a moderate success. It can't happen in 2 years, you know? WWE's been around for 60 years to get to this point. You're not a 5-year-old company and all of a sudden you're on top of the world. That ain't gonna happen ever. Especially not in today's day. I just want them to be wrestling that I want to watch. Corey Graves, what is wrong with your outfits? Yeah, those are the type of people I can see going to All Elite. Anderson and Gallows and guys like that, because you know they're going to want them to come out there and cut a promo on WWE and make some smart-ass comments. You know, that's what that tickles the fans in their special place. They love that. They get off on it. And most companies know that. As long as it's not overdone and they don't TNA themselves to where every single thing they do is hanging on WWE's every word, and you just sprinkle a little bit of that shit in, that's when it's the best. And that's when it's the most effective. Otherwise, you just look obsessed and you look pathetic, constantly tugging on the fucking shirt of the big bully on the playground or whatever. You know, hey, acknowledge me, acknowledge me. You know, don't worry about him. Do your own thing. It's like I'm not in the same business, obviously, but even in the restaurant business, I don't give a shit what my competition is doing. All I care about is being better than them. I'm not going to make a commercial talking about how bad they suck. I'm going to do my thing, you know, and we're going to present our product, and we're confident that people are going to come to our product over theirs. There's no reason, you know, there's no reason to try to lure staff from that restaurant to come over to my restaurant, you know, like, no, do what you're doing. Do what you do. You do you, right? And that's what I think All Elite Wrestling should do. And don't make the same mistakes that TNA did. Here comes Balor. Yeah, if All Elite Wrestling really wanted to explode on the map and CM Punk wanted to do some of his friends a favor, I'd do an appearance, man. Just to, like, think of the explosion. He's been gone for 5 years. He shows up. CM Punk was pretty clear that he hates WWE, you know, in his departure. So it'd be a great way to stick it to them. WWE's done a lot of sticking it to CM Punk over the years with some of the shit they've said on the mic and stuff. So it'll be great for Punk. It's a win-win for CM Punk. I don't know what would be stopping him. So if I was All Elite Wrestling, that's what I would be pulling out all the stops to try to get him for, even if it's just for one appearance. Because that one appearance alone is going to be such a big deal that it's going to get people talking and get people recognizing All Elite Wrestling. Maybe it's a cheap form of heat. Who cares? It's going to get people talking about your product. An excellent way to burst onto the scene with one of the most interesting figures in the entire pro wrestling business. His name is still chanted to this day on WWE. I mean, that's about as big a way as you can come in. They can pay him enough to work a match that would just be like The Rock coming back at WrestleMania that year, just on a smaller scale. So if I was All Elite Wrestling, I'd be doing everything I could to convince him. Like, dude, can we pay you $1 million and you can come in and work a fucking match, please? Do us a solid. You don't even like WWE anyway. This would be a great way to stick it to them. That's what I do. I'm sure phone calls have been made. I'd like to see it happen. If All Elite wants to make a splash, that's how you make a splash. And then you follow it up with a great show in Vegas. Which I guess I'm not going to, because Catherine told me she's going to Paris. I guess that's just what old people do. They go to Europe and shit.
Last night for 10 minutes I went toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar. But I make no excuses.
What's up, Brittany? AD requested a trade. Who's that? Who's AD? Andre Drummond? It's got to be a Detroit person, right?
Brock Lesnar beat me again.
Finn Balor, we were rooting for you, man. You forgot to put your body paint on.
I never felt speed like it. I never felt power like it. I certainly never seen it combined. And today I'm hurt. But I'm not standing out here with my head hung low.
Paris, Texas. Yeah, did I say that?
I'm standing out here with my head held high.
Your head's held high? It ain't held any higher than 6'1".
Beat me. And then Brock Lesnar beat me again because I made Brock Lesnar believe.
He believes. Oh, when your passport speaks, you listen. In most cases there. Rosario. Oh, okay. I'm alright with this. This seems like the next logical thing to do with Finn Balor. Seth is off to WrestleMania, so his issue with Lashley is squashed. His issue with Dean is squashed too at the moment. So Balor and Finn? Poor Finn Balor. Got Brock Lesnar last night, Bobby Lashley tonight. That's called a bad weekend. You know what's funny is I like the way the Intercontinental title looks on Lashley. It's a good looking belt on him. Especially when it's around his waist. Seen with that white strap on the Intercontinental belt. Ahmed Johnson when he won the title. Bobby Lashley is so much better than Ahmed.
First off, it's a disgrace that a twerp like you even got an opportunity at the Universal Championship.
Leo Rush calling Finn Balor a twerp. Okay.
Listen, we all know that you almost beat Brock Lesnar last night. You almost did. But you wouldn't
Oh, that AD. Oh yeah, Anthony Davis. Yeah. I know that. I saw that today. Send him to Detroit. I don't think he'd want to go there. If he's not happy in New Orleans, he ain't going to be happy in Detroit.
Lashley is bigger, faster, stronger.
Send him to L.A.
Lesnar will ever be. Will ever be. That little ass whooping that you took last night is nothing compared to what Bobby Lashley would do to you.
Leo Rush is so small. Finn Balor is a tiny dude, but he probably outweighs Leo Rush by a good 20 pounds, and he's a couple inches taller.
You lasted the Royal Rumble, what was it, 12 seconds?
12 seconds, yeah. Probably about as long as you last with that wife of yours. Wasn't he with Crystal, or are they divorced?
Did not take kindly to that.
Oh, he's going to beat up Finn Balor too?
Bobby Lashley's gonna beat up on a man who was beaten up by the beast last year.
Good. Intercontinental title feud for Finn Balor. Maybe he can win some gold.
Bobby Lashley, when you're only as good as your last match. Make good on last night.
Well, the hype man Leo Rush leading the charge, and the Intercontinental Champion Bobby.
I wouldn't even mind seeing like a 3 pay-per-view thing. Like if they work Elimination Chamber and Fastlane and Lashley escapes somehow. Then they do a big match at WrestleMania, and Finn comes out as the Demon and beats Lashley for the title at Mania as the Demon or something. Then you have the rematch on Raw or something and wrap it up, and then Demon heads into SummerSlam with a title for title match against Seth Rollins. Why not?
Menacing look in the eyes of the Intercontinental Champion, the almighty Bobby Lashley.
Almighty Lashley. Little tiny little Webster taking his shirt off. What is Leo Rush? $120? Come on.
Yeah, Corey, this isn't the first time we've seen Lashley so nasty and perilous. I want to take you back to a couple of months ago. This is all part of this big six-man tag team matchup. Remember, Strowman was the last man involved in the elimination match. Corbin, Lashley, and Drew McIntyre were on the same team.
I forgot who eliminated McIntyre. Oh, yeah, Dolph Ziggler did last night. Eliminated McIntyre. Yeah, we were about halfway through Monday Night Raw. All right, we're getting the likes up there, too. Smash that like button if you don't mind, and make sure you subscribe. Strowman and McIntyre tonight. I'm so glad Strowman didn't win the Royal Rumble. I was a little nervous that he might. Cats are leaving me alone. Tito's right here on the floor. He never bothers me. It's the other one, and he was already in my lap. I kicked him off. I've been doing this new thing before I stream. I take food and I feed them in the other room and just leave them in there. And for the most part, they don't come out, but they're becoming a little bit of a nuisance sometimes. Halftime heat. So are they taping this shit tomorrow? Or Wednesday, whenever they do the NXT stuff? It's gotta be, right? No, I will not be streaming Halftime Heat. I'm gonna be at a Super Bowl party at a New England Patriot fan's house, so that'll be fun. I've spent the last 3 Super Bowls there. He's got an oceanfront place. It's so nice. It's always like 80 degrees, and we just drink a lot of beer, eat a lot of food. And he's such a snob, too. He's just like this ritzy guy. So he puts out, like, cheese plates and charcuterie plates, and he's got all this, you know, fancy shit. You know, we'll all bring food and bring alcohol, and I watch them freaking out over the Patriots potentially winning.
With 6 wings, a side, a biscuit, and a drink, my $5 bonus wing combo is worth way more.
Cats equal ratings, yeah. Not tonight. They're leaving me alone. Tito's completely unconscious. He's not even... I'm being all loud in here. I got 2 TVs on. And he doesn't give a shit. Yeah, I mentioned that last night down ice that it's probably why they're doing that. Is because it's the 20-year anniversary of Halftime Heat. I will say I did watch... I don't remember what I did on Super Bowl in '99, but I do remember watching Halftime Heat. I switched over. Wish I could remember where I was. All I know is I was watching Halftime Heat. I switched over, so I might have been at home. I probably likely was not at home. I don't know where the hell I was, but I watched Halftime Heat. I taped it, too. I've got it. Got it in my collection. Hell, now that I think about it, I might have been home. Because in order to tape it, I would have had to set my VCR. But you don't know when halftime is going to be. So unless I set it for a really big window, which I likely did not, I must have been home. Because somehow I was able to record it off of television. Huh. I don't remember. Maybe I just had friends over or something. 20 years ago. My God. My God. Richie Williams, thanks. Mentioned my watch-alongs in your wrestling Facebook group. That's cool. 900 members, right on. I don't know how many likes I've got on the Facebook account, but I do post my shows there. If you guys are on Facebook, please, the link is down below. Go give me a like. I think we got like 2,000 likes or something on the Facebook page. So if I'm always posting my content there, but I'm not very active on Facebook. No, Darren, I wasn't aware. There was a halftime heat in 2000? What did they do? If there was, I forgot. I probably have it. If there was a halftime heat in 2000, I've got it. I just have forgotten it. What was that about? I only thought there was one. Alright, they're touting their trendiness there. Now we're getting a replay of Bobby Lashley beating the holy bejesus out of poor Finn Balor. You're telling me WWE is boring? Well, thanks for telling us, Felix. You are too kind.
Balor was not in good shape when the night began. He's even worse off now, thanks to the Intercontinental Champion. Well, Lashley upset he only spent 12 minutes actually, in the 12 seconds, I should say, actually in the ring.
Revival's in the ring again. Y'all gonna lose again? You know what I was hoping? I thought during NXT TakeOver, the Revival would attack the winners of Undisputed Era and War Raiders. I thought that would have been perfect. I thought the crowd would have popped hard. But they didn't. Isn't that how Fish and O'Reilly debuted? Didn't they attack the winners of a tag match or something, right? A few takeovers ago? Look at these guys. Ryder and Hawkins together again. Y'all got to get some matching outfits. Do you think they could score a major upset? Get it? See what I did there? Of course you did. Oh, major. They're saying it now. I forgot they were tag team champions. 2008? Damn. When they all dressed like Edge, that was like, they looked freakishly a lot like him. They don't look like they used to. It's like, Zack Ryder, where have you been ever since you've been off TV? Tanning bed. Okay. He looks like orange, like Hogan, and a particular world leader. Oh yeah, they'll score a major upset. There you go. I'm not playing any games with you, Felix. You're a weirdo. You're a bad speller, too. I forgot their names. Brett and Brian Major. When they were the Major Brothers, they remind me of like who the Hardy Boys were before they started dressing in the weird outfits. They were wearing like the Young Bucks type of attire, but they still had the Hardy Boys name. I think they added the Z on the end when they hooked up with Michael Hayes and started dressing like fucking weirdos. And Jeff has just gotten weirder. The Revival need a revival. Glad that Zack Ryder still like remembers how to wrestle. Well, I guess he works live events, right? Because I'm about to say, like, when do you get a chance to work out in the ring? But I'm certain they've got him working all the house shows like a dog. He's like, yeah, but then come to TV, just hang out in the back. We're good. We don't need you. We got no Jose to worry about tonight. We don't have time for you, Zach. We gotta have a spot on the card for that conga line. No room for an 11-year multi-time champion veteran. No room for you on TV tonight. Hawkins is getting a lot of support from the audience. He has been. They've been getting louder.
Scott Dawson had to team up with Razar from A.
That thing is called that code breaker thing is called the Shatter Machine. That's stupid. Really, to Tony Romo. I will say this: I love Tony Romo on commentary. He's very Mauro Ranallo-like. He gets very excited. I think he's awesome. Oh, Hawkins is mad. Oh, maybe we're gonna get a we're not gonna get a reunion. We might get a feud. I wouldn't be surprised if Zack Ryder is the one to put him over for his first victory. How much you want to bet? Especially, what if Zack Ryder is leaving to go to All Elite Wrestling? One way to job him out is have him lose to Kurt Hawkins on the way out. There's Brian and Rowan. Daniel Bryan with the black eye. Oh, Darren, thank you. I probably do. I remember that interview with the neck brace, right? I didn't know that was halftime heat. I'm sure I have it. I'll look for it tonight. That's cool. Thanks for the super chat. I completely forgot. Wow. Wonton destruction. Wontons are delicious.
What happens if Seth Rollins chooses me tonight? I will not wait until WrestleMania because we will. I will end all of Seth Rollins' WrestleMania hopes tonight.
Daniel Bryan, do not get in the way of Seth going to Mania.
Bryan plans on being WWE champion forever with Rowan by his side. That's a very
Bubinator, I actually do like Chinese food. I got a couple of good local places that I go to here. Although I will say, in my personal opinion, being in San Diego for nearly 10 years, Chinese food is better on the East Coast. I haven't found the same magical places that I had on the East Coast. But yeah, I eat stuff like egg rolls and shit. Love it. If you ever want to make me some, I'll eat it. I know Jose's Dominican. Are y'all talking to somebody else? Did I call him something else by mistake?
So by completing interactive classroom videos, they're helping to unlock a packet of ready-to-use therapeutic food for children around the world. It's a great
Jose, speaking of Jose, him and Bailey are dancing at school. That's not weird at all.
You're helping somebody else. I'm proud to be a part of it.
It made me so happy because I help other kids.
These kids, they know
Look at that dew on him. Jeez.
videos that they are making a difference in the world, and it's just awesome to see.
Good Chinese in Mexico. That's good. Why not? What do they call Chinese food in China? Food? Yeah, food, right? Say, hey, y'all want to go get some food? Yeah, that'd be great. Let's go. Is that Noel Foley again in the crowd there? Oh, Walk with Elias next. One strum of the guitar, and then we gotta wait through the commercial. These KFC commercials. Did y'all see the tweet I noticed a couple weeks ago? KFC, the Twitter account, it only follows 11 people. It follows 6 men named Herb and the 5 Spice Girls for the 11 herbs and spices. I just thought that was clever as fuck and thought it was cool. So shout out to KFC for being funny. You know who else is really funny on Twitter? Wendy's. And they're wrestling fans. Go follow Wendy's Twitter account. They're a hoot. Yeah, I would imagine Chinese food in Oklahoma would probably not be that great. Yeah, where I lived in North Carolina, we had great places. I just got so used to it. I ate it for years, and I've never found anything. And a lot of them are the same, too. Like, they have the same, like, menu company or something that must print up their shit. A lot of the menus are structured the same in the same way. Some of the tastes and flavors might be a little different, but overall, the restaurants are very similar, and I just really liked that style of Chinese food and the way the egg rolls were prepared and made. Out here in California, it's, like, completely different. And I haven't even come close to finding what I used to have out there. And I've tried. And I have some Chinese food restaurants that I will eat at or get takeout from, but still not as good. And it's more expensive here, too. Thanks, Pho the Police. I actually have a really good pho place that I go to right down the road that I love. Yeah, finally hit 25,000 last night, so now our next immediate goal is going to be 30K. We'll get up, we'll be close to 26,000 here, hopefully in like a week or so. Wendy's dropped an album? I wasn't aware of that.
You look like you could still be playing. That's what I said.
Well, I am feeling stronger and leaner. So, Frank, what's your secret? I discovered Nugenics.
I wish my husband did.
It's easy. Just send a text.
It's a bit as real Chinese? Yeah, what's it, Anchorman? It's made with bits of real Chinese, so you know it's good.
Award-winning Nugenics, the #1 selling free testosterone booster at GNC. Nugenics is a unique man-boosting formula.
No, OJ, I just said that. I have some Chinese food out here that I eat, but it's not... I liked the Chinese food that I had on the East Coast was much better than here. But that's fine. I'll take the hit on that. Not everything can be better here. You know? I'll take less Chinese food for the beautiful weather and the awesome people and the great vibe and atmosphere and ocean and all that. If I gotta have lackluster Chinese food, fine. I'm willing to accept that penalty for living here. But it was much better on the East Coast, for sure. Thanks for the super chat, Jordan Smith. When do they announce the first Hall of Fame? We've been talking about that. We don't know. I thought it would be tonight, but it's not going to be tonight because if it was, WWE would have advertised the fuck out of it on social media and on their website. So part of me wonders if they're waiting or if they haven't decided yet. I don't know. Taker Rock or someone else to headline. Egg rolls in Oklahoma are actually decent. Okay, that's good to know. If I'm ever in Oklahoma, I will hit up your egg rolls. But yeah, I've said that all along, Jordan, that WrestleMania being in New York this year, there's only 2 acceptable headliners, Undertaker or Rock. Anything other than that, I might be slightly disappointed. I think they need to try to land one of those guys. And if they can't get The Rock or he's busy, I don't understand what The Undertaker is waiting for to fucking go in the Hall of Fame and goddamn retire already. So he holds out again, and they have somebody else headline or whatever, like, okay, but last time they were in New York, you put Bruno in. So whoever goes in this year needs to be a big deal. So I'm rooting for Rock or Taker, and maybe I'm hoping WWE's just waiting. How many days away is WrestleMania? Good. Hello, Elias. Jeff Jarrett did look like Colonel Sanders last night. He did, Vontae. He didn't look right in that getup. It's been 22 years. It's been 20 years since he's worn that. Hell, longer than that. Because he changed his look in like 98. Probably 21 years since he wore that funny little strap thing that he wore. He left in October of 99 or whatever after that match with China. So he's been gone like 20 years. But it was still cool to see him. I marked out. I thought it was great. Rock on, Elias. Yeah, Catherine, I would like to experience some Chinese food in New York, that's for sure. When I went to LA, I went to Koreatown once, and that was fun, but Chinatown would be cool. I've never been. I'll walk with you, dude. Totally. Where are we going? KFC or Chinese food? It's a tough call. This crowd is having fun. It's got a very post-WrestleMania vibe to it. Where's that guy that said I was, you're aware of WWE's problems, right? I'm like, fuck yeah, obviously, because we're talking about Chinese food in the stream. So yeah, I think we're aware. But I should not be disrespecting Elias like this. He deserves my attention.
I mean, by the time you hear that guitar strum and you see me out here and they say my name, you should be on your feet giving me a standing ovation.
When he's right, he's right. Disrespectful fans.
You should be cheering wildly. There should be signs across every arena, across every globe.
Yeah, these fans need to get on it.
I mean, you are in the presence of Elias, which means you are in the presence of greatness.
Why, he's kind of being a little heely in his promo here. Are they switching him back?
But it's too late.
Can they make up their fucking mind? Did he say there's every globe? Like there are multiple? He did. That's okay, I say shit like that all the time. What are they saying?
That is right. You are not worthy, and to think
Oh, they're saying we're not worthy. Hilarious.
wrote songs for you at one point. Not anymore.
Wow, so Elias is going heel.
No, my
Catherine, you alright with that?
for me.
Any objections?
And you better believe I've got one right now.
I'm alright with it. I don't care. Oh god, is Jeff Jarrett coming out? I hope he is.
I need everyone to silence their cell phones. Hold their applause, but most importantly, shut your mouth.
I want to hear that music, that twangy ass. That. I love it. I love that Jeff Jarrett's coming out. Well, I guess that's why he's cutting a heel promo, because he's about to beat up this babyface. Alright, so I guarantee you, Jeff Jarrett's got a fake guitar, and Elias is going to take that fake guitar away from him and bash him with it.
Listen up, slapnuts.
I can't believe you're hearing slapnuts uttered on a WWE show.
Now you think you're gonna come out here after last night you cracking me with a guitar, and tonight you're gonna have a concert for yourself?
Are we singing with my baby tonight? Tell me we are.
You better not worry about having a problem with these people, because you got a problem with me.
Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, you want me to spell it out for you? That's J-E-double-L-R.
Is Road Dogg gonna come out? He better. Is he dressed in his roadie attire? Mike, check, check. We have not seen these two guys on WWE TV together in goddamn 24 years. Like, seriously. 95? The Outlaws, I'm sure, had some run-ins with Jeff in the Attitude Era, but, like, as far as these two together... Holy shit. You youngsters may not remember this. The real Jesse James.
Well, do us all a favor and play with yourself on your own time.
We all do, Road Dogg.
Oh, and one more thing. If you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
Road Dogg, you have put on some weight, boy. He's big as hell, man.
You see, Elias?
That's called stress eating, y'all. That's what Vince McMahon does to people.
Guys, this is a family show. This is a family show. Stop saying that.
Holy shit.
I only made it worse, didn't I? I made it worse. I apologize to everyone in the back. As for Jeff,
Yes, you did make it worse.
sing for God and everybody, even you. Hit our music. Oh, yeah.
Are they both gonna sing it?
Where's Bruce?
Where's Bruce? Jeff's singing too? She didn't know the words? Renee? She needs to get released. Probably tomorrow. They're going to future endeavor her. I miss In Your House. I wish it was In Your House right now. Oh, Road Dogg got nailed. Jarrett fighting back? They're not going to put Jeff Jarrett back in the ring in a regular thing, are they? Are they going to have a match? Like, listen to this crowd. They are tripping me out. So Elias turned heel in order to get beat up by Jeff Jarrett. Okay, and there's the guitar. He was, yeah, I thought he was face. He was up until 5 minutes ago when he just decided to heel on the crowd in order to set up this Jeff Jarrett moment here. Oh, Elias. Oh, now he's got it. Told you he was going to take that from him. Phew. See, I was thinking if Jarrett would have hit Elias with that, that would have probably led to a match. Now we might not get a match, which is fine. Well, we might get Jarrett back in the ring for a random weird match or something. Crazy. There's Natty. Jarrett's over in a crowd like this, you know, a post-pay-per-view crowd. This crowd seems out of their minds.
And I'm not gonna let you down, okay? Don't just shake your head. I'm just as good as Ember, don't you think?
Dana, you are annoying as fucking Christ.
That's what matters.
Dana and Natty versus the Riot Squad up next.
I'm not only better than Ember, I'm better than you.
Oh, so Jarrett's got a backstage role. Cool, good for him. Signed a lot of TNA. Didn't Abyss and what's-his-face come over too? Borash is there. Bold words. All right. Commercial break. I will be back in a second. I'm going to grab another cold one.
The new Tide Pods with upgraded 4-in-1 technology unleash a foolproof clean in one step.
Oh, they did the laundry.
But you didn't fold it. That wasn't in the note.
You should have sent a text. For a powerful clean in one step, it's got to be Tide.
There's a timeout. They're gonna ice the kicker. The snap is good. Reds are up.
The story of a pair of lungs that smoked as a teen and never grew to normal size.
Hey, little lugs, want to snowboard with us?
All right. Beer.
Smoking as a teen can stunt your lungs.
All right, I'm back. Final hour and 10 minutes of Raw coming up.
When you order Domino's, use Domino's new dinner bell to be the pizza night hero that brings them home. When it rings on their devices, they'll come running for their mix and match favorites. Choose any two or more for $5.99 each.
This is not a game.
Abyss vs. Taker heavily rumored. My God, are they not 12 years too late on that? I have no interest in seeing Abyss and Taker. I think it is so way too late. If they're not going to do Sting and Taker, don't do Abyss and Taker. Ugh, gross. I don't want to see that. Plus, Taker at this point should be putting someone over, or he should just be winning and have a final match. There's just no time. I can't see Abyss and Taker happening. Taker doesn't have time to start new feuds. He's 194 years old. He's in his late hundreds. It's time to wrap it up. Hurricane's in as a producer as well. That's fantastic.
Ultimate Unlimited plan has more high-speed data for just $55 a month on America's largest and most dependable 4G LTE networks. Straight talk wireless, everything for less.
This is a commercial about buying cars. That's a car, this is a phone, and this is drive time. Cool. Need to get a car with your tax refund? OMG.
Yeah, I think if with anything with Abyss, you know, I know he's got a backstage role, so I think he'll be like coming out like Jeff Jarrett, make an appearance or something like that. But a WrestleMania match? No. Too much good talent to be wasting a WrestleMania match on Abyss.
So that tax refund can go a lot further.
Holy moly, that is a low down payment.
Go to drivetime.com and see how much car you can get with your refund.
No, it's not. I'm not smoking chronic. It's crack. I'm going to change my YouTube name to Good Crackhead. Mojo Rawley, you're still employed. How come you're not in All Elite Wrestling? And annoying the hell out of them and their fans.
If you weren't so accepting, if you weren't so compromising, I wouldn't even be in this mess right now.
Who was he talking to?
I am the greatest combination of size, strength, speed, and intelligence that the WWE has ever seen, but they think I'm a nobody because of you. They don't even know who I am because of you.
You're looking in the mirror. I'd be releasing you because you might be a little bit crazy. Not scared of you, Mojo. Still don't like you. Yeah, this seems like the same thing Dean Ambrose is about to do, right? If you spin around and there's an NWO logo on the back of your chair, that's going to be badass. Nope. In the ring, jobber entrances for Natalya, Dana and the Riots. Wait, so Ruby's hair is long? I thought it was short. Looked short last night. So this is the Elimination Chamber Tag Qualifier. Riots against Natalya and Ruby. And it's Sarah Logan and Morgan, by the way. I don't even know or care who wins this. I literally don't care. As long as Sarah doesn't get hurt, that's all I care about. I'm not even rooting for my own sister. I don't care. Kind of want the Riots to lose. I don't want her in the chamber. She doesn't deserve that. Ooh. I mean, the Riots are more of a unit, so you would think that they should be the favorites here. Yeah, it's the Maximum Elimination Penetration Sex Chamber Spaceship. That's what it's called now, Max Phoenix. What are those initials? Whatever I just said there, rewind it and get the initials, and we'll call it that. Sarah Logan is not a jobber. She is the best, Dorian Moore. I'm always optimistic when I see a really pretty girl with a husband who's uglier than me. That makes me feel good. And I think we're all hotter than Sarah Logan's husband. Jesus. The dude looked like he could gnaw through a brick. Dana tagged out. God, this match. Don't even care. Yo, easy on Liv. You're stepping on her head too? I swear I saw Ruby Riott with a mohawk last night. Would she just tie in some extensions or something? Oh, we're going to tap out Liv? No, Ruby's getting in the ring. Oh, the Riotts are going to win, because if Natalya was going to win, that would have been the finish. Liv's going to roll her up and get her. Good. Riott should have won that anyway. Good win, sis. Like, Liv's got a throwback to George Steele with the green tongue. Another Detroit native like Liv and I. He isn't. He just looks so scary, Catherine. He looks big and hairy and scary. I'm going to call him Scary Harry from now on. I guess he's better looking than Hanson, but still. He just looks like he owns a tattoo shop or something. Seth Rollins' decision. Seth Rollins is his decision. Is McIntyre and Braun got to be up next? No, I bet Ronda's up next. Top of the hour. Up next, yep, here we go. Ronda is next. Who is going to challenge her? I mean, I don't know if we're going to see Becky. I'm not, like, feeling it in my heart, but we've seen some people wrestle already. Oh, I know who it's going to be. It's going to be Bayley. It's going to be Bayley. Bayley will answer the open challenge. That's my pick. I even said that in my last couple of episodes. I said, I guarantee you that Bayley and Ronda will have a one-on-one match prior to WrestleMania. Like, probably on Raw. So maybe this is it. Ember Moon would be cool, but I think Bayley makes more sense because Sasha and Ronda worked last night. So I'd go Bayley, but Ember Moon would be cool. I think you could save Ember and Ronda for a pay-per-view, though. You could probably save Bayley and Ronda for one, too, but I just think Bayley fits better right now. Hey, it might be Holly Holm, isn't that her right here? Looked like her. She's in a Mountain Dew commercial. Elias versus The Rock. I wanted that last year at WrestleMania. I wanted them to do something. I don't know if we're going to get Elias versus The Rock. If The Rock came in to WrestleMania and he wasn't going to wrestle, I would love to see him do a segment at WrestleMania with Elias. That would be fine if The Rock did that, but if The Rock's going to work a match, then I'd rather see him in there with somebody pretty major. Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, something like that. Or one final match where he loses or something. You know, Rock might wait. Maybe Rock waits till Roman Reigns gets healthy again and puts him over in 2 years or something. I don't know, but I don't know. I was slightly into a Rock and Triple H match a couple years ago. I don't think I'm into that now. When they teased that whole thing on SmackDown that time, I thought maybe it would be fun, especially if you incorporated Ronda Rousey and Stephanie McMahon. But when that didn't happen, I was like, I don't really care. Lacey Evans? No, I don't want it to be. I'm not saying you might be right, Addicted Chip. Could be Lacey Evans walking out there, but if I'm booking in WWE, I don't put her in there to get killed by Ronda Rousey. She had a decent showing in the Royal Rumble, came out #1. I just leave it at that. But you never know. Is there talk of Luke Harper retiring? That is so sad. I thought he was so awesome. I remember like 3 years ago I heard him on Jericho's podcast. Really cool interview. Seemed like a super cool dude. 48. Y'all could have put 60 in there, man. All right, here comes Ronda. Ronda is in her gear. She's ready to rock. Yeah, I say it's Bayley. That's what I do. Yeah, she's smiling tonight, but that's okay. Like, sometimes I don't like the smiling Ronda, but here it fits. She had won a match last night. She has a reason to be happy. Vince McMahon loves her smile. Did y'all watch the 24, the New Orleans special on the network? I watched almost all of it. Pretty cool stuff. But if I saw a little talk between the two of them where she was saying how much Vince likes her smile. So we have Vince McMahon to thank for that smile. And it is a good smile. It's just sometimes it's out of place. And it doesn't belong. But right here is okay. I'm not anti-smile right at this moment. A lot of Becky chants. Could be from someone from NXT, but I don't know. Could be Nikki Cross.
You know, if you can't dream big, ridiculous dreams, what's the use of dreaming at all?
You can't dream on purpose. What's the use of dreaming at all? Well, you can't stop. Doesn't matter if there's a use for it. You're gonna dream.
Last year I stepped into this ring for the first ever All-Women's Royal Rumble.
These fans are being assholes. What's wrong with them? It's just like All Elite Wrestling. You can't be a fan of both. You gotta choose sides.
I dreamed ridiculously big, and a year later, I stand before you as your Raw Women's Champion.
They want Becky. They do. God, Ronda, if they do this match, Ronda, they're going to have to turn Ronda heel. Because she's going to be the heel.
Last night, Sasha gave me the fight of my life. She did. She has more passion and desire than any competitor I have ever faced.
Becky, Jesus. We get it. You want Becky. WWE didn't know this might happen to Ronda if she came out there and cut a promo. She's like, I don't know what's going on here. Yeah, welcome to the wild world of insane wrestling audiences. They're tripping her up.
There's nothing Ronda can say to this crowd tonight.
All right.
Just wrap up your promo, girl.
Talk about what's next. Becky Lynch, I know you're watching.
I like it. The challenger should challenge her. Challenger should challenge her.
I know she's watching.
Your Honor, Your Honor. Damn. Well, shit. Now WWE, they better bring her out. Fuck. You better wrap this promo up and get to your opponent. Because this ain't going well. Maybe you need a hug from your opponent. Gosh, she's not even talking. Ha! There she is. Hello, Bayley. Not surprised. What do you mean, but why, Laura? But Bayley, but why her? Because Sasha. Bayley's the best person to do this right now. We don't need a surprise. Doesn't need to be Shayna Baszler or anything. It's fine.
Now, I mean, I'm not
Bailey makes the most storyline sense right now.
I am one half of the Boston Hug connection.
Especially if you're trying to make some sort of 4 horsewomen type of deal in the future. She's a horsewoman.
Bailey.
She's the right call here.
And Ronda Rousey, you look like you're out here for a fight, and guess what? I am too. So what do you say you put that championship on the line against the former Raw Women's Champion? And we have a match right here tonight in Phoenix.
Yeah, this will now officially have put Ronda in the ring with all of them. Well, if she faces Becky, that is. I hate Bailey's theme music. God. So fucking stupid. Dang, 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 dang. Bailey squashing Ronda. Yeah, that'll happen. Oh, good. No commercial? Fantastic. Thank you, WWE. I thought for sure we were going to a commercial break. We're going to have to sit here twiddling our dick for the next 4 minutes.
From San Jose, California,
Bailey. Thanks for hanging out tonight, too, y'all, by the way. 300 folks in here. Smash that like button for me. Hook me up. I would appreciate it. One little click of the finger. All right, title is on the line. She'll tap Becky out.
So if Bailey could somehow upset Ronda here tonight, does that affect Becky's decision at all, in your opinion?
It certainly could be. You want to take the path of most certain success? Yeah, I mean, let's be perfectly honest. I think Becky Lynch is going to have a better chance against Bailey to become Ronda's champion. Ronda Rousey, especially in this move.
Ronda's going to work.
Ronda's going to work.
This is a smart decision to take this opportunity tonight after Bailey's friend Sasha Banks softened up.
I'm not feeling a Shayna Baszler debut right here.
Where it pays off to be Sasha Banks'
Doesn't feel like you need to. Like, you can bring Shayna in and she'll be a part of this at some point or whatever, but doesn't seem like she needs to come out really right here. Ronda doesn't need help to beat Bailey. She'll be fine. But WWE, if they notice this response to Ronda, they got to know if they're doing Ronda and Becky at Mania, Becky's going to be the overwhelming face, you know, so they might have to turn Ronda. They might have no choice. I'd hate for them to, because I'm a big fan of Ronda, and I don't want to see the fans start reacting to Ronda the way they react to Roman Reigns. You know, where WWE insists that she's the babyface. Ronda deserves better. What's up from Boise?
As soon as an arm becomes available, Ronda Rousey's on it.
And Bailey hanging up Rousey on the second rope cover now. This is for the championship. Hook to the leg, near fall for Bailey. And again, you have to question the decision of Ronda Rousey to want her put her championship on the line here tonight as we begin the road.
Man, how crazy would it be if she faced Becky Lynch at WrestleMania and she beat her? Which means she beat them all except Charlotte. And then they have the big Charlotte and Ronda match. That wouldn't work. Fans would hate that.
Right to work on the Raw Women's Champion. Hard to tell when Ronda Rousey went up if it was the arm or the leg, but apparently the leg, because now the veteran Bailey is going to work on the champion.
Damn. I don't know if Ronda. I don't know, Vontae, if Ronda's really a whole a lot like Roman. They're not that similar. Ronda is like Roman is like their selected, hand-chosen, homegrown, next cornerstone of the company. Ronda, they kind of stumbled upon, took from UFC. She's a big name. They're probably pushing her more because her name than, you know, what they want her to be, you know, and she's turned out to be a really great wrestler, but I like what they do with Ronda. I think that's the way you need to treat someone like her. She's a UFC fighter, you know. If she was fresh out of the Performance Center and they would be treating her like this, then I would agree with that assessment. But, you know, she's a UFC fighter. Not too many of those have been in WWE. On the men's side, we've got Brock Lesnar, and we see how he's pushed. So if anything, I think she's treated more like Brock than Roman. But maybe in the sense you mean of like her being like overly baby-facey, that I don't like. Like I said, sometimes, like tonight I didn't mind the smiling. She had a reason to smile. But there's some nights, like I think it was that night after Survivor Series, wasn't it? Like after Charlotte beat her ass, she came out smiling. Like she should be furious. So it's like little things like that. I feel like her smiling is out of place. But I just got Ronda's back 100%. I think she's so good. And she's taken to wrestling much in the same way that Kurt Angle did. Because he was in the business like a year, and he's main eventing shows and stuff, and he did great. All of her matches are quality matches. People who think that they're not don't even understand pro wrestling at all to even watch a Ronda Rousey match and think that it's bad. I'm like, that's pretty good shit, especially for someone like her. She's just a natural. I am pro Ronda. Her promos are, some are good, some are bad, but overall, I'm happy with everything Ronda's shown me, and I'm happy with WWE's use of her. Don't forget, before Asuka lost, wasn't she treated like Roman Reigns? Right? She won all those matches, dominant for so long. She lost one match. Still to this day, how many women have like beat Asuka clean? Like one. And that's like too much. It's too much for the fans. I know she's had some upset losses and stuff, but like who has defeated Asuka clean other than Charlotte in her entire WWE career? And people act like Asuka's been done some horrible injustice, like fuck. Technically, she's more dominant than Charlotte. She just has a lighter resume. She doesn't have as much gold on her resume. But if from a dominance perspective, Charlotte has lost a ton of high-profile matches. A lot this year alone. Or last year. Got tossed out of the Royal Rumble last night. Lost to Becky Lynch. She didn't beat Ronda Rousey. Carmella fucking beat her. I could see Asuka being a heel. I really want to see Asuka and Charlotte have that WrestleMania rematch. And WWE really loves to have Charlotte the babyface, so maybe they put her babyface against heel Asuka. But if they do that match, I want to see Charlotte lose. I think Charlotte should give that victory back to Asuka. Last year, I predicted and was happy with Charlotte winning. This year, it'd be a little different. I feel like Asuka should get it. Especially after Asuka beat Becky Lynch, who, if she goes on to WrestleMania to beat Ronda here, they've completely recovered Asuka. If she strings up a couple of victories like that. Did Carmella win in that match clean? I guess maybe she did. Are we sure? There was like nothing happened? Yeah, so add that to the list. Carmella wasn't beating Roman Reigns. Carmella beating Charlotte would be like the equivalent of fucking Jinder Mahal beating Roman Reigns. So Charlotte Reigns my ass. The fans just make shit up. Charlotte always wins. No, she doesn't. Charlotte always loses. I would imagine that this match, under normal circumstances, would be pretty good. It hasn't felt that great. It's okay. Ronda tossing them arm drags around. Yeah, I know Asuka lost to Carmella, but like none of that shit was clean, right? I don't know why WWE was so hell-bent on making Carmella into anything she's clearly not. I like her act. I like her thing that she does with R-Truth. I think that's all fun and everything. But as far as like in the ring, she's like one of the last people I want to see holding titles. She had some okay promos there for a while too when she would get a little bit upset. Those weren't bad, but she's not like one of my favorite wrestlers they have. Not even close. Damn. That was a great counter by Bayley there. She's got Ronda locked in. Some sort of a leg submission here. Ronda spins right out. I thought it was cool last night the way Ronda won with a pin and Brock won with a submission. I like that. Everything they threw at us last night felt a little bit different. It was just a really good show. Long, but good. Yeah, Hornswoggle might be under there. That's a very big possibility. He was there last night. I called that out too. As soon as Zelina ran under the ring, I'm like, be careful, Hornswoggle might get you. And then he popped out like 10 minutes later. Oh, commercial. You know, I mentioned this before about Monday Night Raws and commercials. If you go back and watch an episode of Monday Night Raw from like 1998, 1997, 1999, maybe even 2000, for a lot of years there, especially during the Attitude Era, the commercial breaks were, it was segment or match, commercial. Segment or match, commercial. Segment or match, commercial. Now it's like, we get commercials in the middle of promos sometimes. This is just so not right. This is the way you lose the audience's attention. When it's just like every time you got them going, the fucking commercial, fucking commercial, fucking commercial. So I just don't like the spacing of the commercials anymore at all. It fucking ruins the show. And when I did a couple of Raw reviews, not recently on my channel, and I was watching some of my old tapes of those shows, it was just so perfectly timed out. They didn't divide this shit up. They still had plenty of commercial breaks. There were still lots of commercial breaks, but it would just be, they would let you finish watching whatever the hell they were in the middle of doing. And I know it's not like that now. You got to time out your shit differently and all. It's all different. But it made the show flow so much better. There was very few times where you would have a break in between. It would happen sometimes, but it wasn't common. And I just wish it was like that now. I wish we got this entire Ronda Rousey Bayley match and then went to a commercial. Fucking annoying. We want the man, so does the crowd. The crowd was going crazy for Becky Lynch during the Ronda Rousey promo. It was nuts. My God. Thank you for all the new subs piling in tonight. Getting probably close to another 100 or so tonight. Next stop, 26,000. We'll try to get there pretty soon. Thank you for hanging out tonight. As always, I was up here Saturday night after TakeOver. Did a live stream reviewing the show. I reacted to the entire Royal Rumble pay-per-view yesterday. 5 hours worth. And now I'm up here doing Raw. So about a total of 10 hours I've been in your face this weekend. That's a lot. So I got to get back to business this week. Big podcast coming on Thursday. Tomorrow on the channel, I've got my condensed Cliff's Notes version of my reaction from last night. I've already taken it off the channel or unlisted the video. But I'm going to combine all my reactions into a condensed 45-minute video. And I'll have that up on the channel tomorrow. So that'll give you something to watch if you need a good mic work fix. And then I'll be up here hopefully Thursday morning with a big podcast. I believe we are on. I lose track of the episodes. 529 will be this episode. So, man, 529. April will be my 9-year anniversary. Wow. That's a lot. Attitude Era is overrated. Some people feel like, in hindsight, it appears that way. But living it, that's a completely different story. I don't know how old you are, if you're around during that time, but I was in my mid-20s during the Attitude Era. I was the perfect age for that. I went to a lot of shows, just living in that time period, experiencing that era, going to shows, taking in all of that. I don't look back on it as an overrated era. But when you go back now through 2019 eyes, and you watch some of the stupid shit they did, yeah, a lot of it's pretty dumb. But we ate it up back then. We ate it up, but most of it doesn't age well. All the main events do. Top storylines are fucking legendary, but a lot of the underneath stuff was a lot of Russo, a lot of just stupid shit. So I sort of halfway agree with you with that statement. Thanks, Daniel. I appreciate that. It's been a long weekend. I'm actually ready for Raw to go off the air so I can fucking relax tonight. Got a giant steak to cook up. I'm going to do some editing, relax. And I am wrestled out. Jesus, I thought Ronda passed out there. She got the crossface. Rousey will make it. Nicholas's dad would never allow a title change here. Man, I remember going to shows in the Attitude Era line. You guys would never even imagine. I can't even put it into words. The merchandise lines. Oh my God. It was like... It's like the Great Depression fighting for bread. I mean, it was insane. Just people just piled. Mounds of people up trying to get their Austin 316 shirts. When me and Catherine were at Survivor Series, the merchandise booths were wide open. No lines. They were all over the place. No fucking mass panic. Like... Back in the Attitude Era, every merchandise booth was Black Friday. Like, seriously. That's what it was like. Pushing, shoving, elbowing. I mean, people are... And they would sell out of shit. Oh, all out of larges. Sorry, no more Austin 316 for you. So the fans would really push and shove. It was just a free-for-all. Bayley's done. Tapping out. Not a surprise there. Rhonda, you are leaving very little to the imagination there on your top half. I appreciate that. But no, it was nuts, man. I can't even... Words can't describe the scene. And I had to buy some t-shirts like that. Because that was the only way. Otherwise, if you order them through the magazine, it would take like 2 months to get to you. I bought my Brian Pillman shirt like that. Fighting and kicking and scratching in that merchandise line to get the Brian Pillman Memorial t-shirt. My Austin one and all that. And the Cactus Jack one. And all sorts of Attitude Era shirts that I have. I would buy a lot of those at the show, and I'd usually leave during the middle of the show to try to get up there when the line wasn't bad. Oh, she's going to help Bayley up now? I'm telling you, this isn't going to sit well with these horsewomen. Come on, Bayley, turn heel. Start dressing like the Riot Squad. Oh, Becky's here? Sweet. A little left-handed shake. Because you broke my other arm. Ah, the crowd's losing it. Look at Nita right in the front row there. Oh, shit. Hey, Becky, welcome to Raw. She's got a bum leg, too, right? She did come out. I'm glad. I didn't want to see... I really wanted to see her come out there tonight. I was starting to think they were going to hold it off to give us a reason to tune into SmackDown tomorrow. Well, Becky Lynch, if she challenges Ronda here and then Seth Rollins challenges Brock Lesnar later, why do we even need to tune into SmackDown tomorrow? I'm still hoping for Asuka and Charlotte. They're all singing her song. This is great. All y'all who lost your shit about Nia Jax, what did I say? Just calm down. The punch to the face might be the best thing that has ever happened to Becky Lynch. Because without that punch, Becky goes to Survivor Series. And Charlotte has this moment with Ronda Rousey. So every one of you needs to tweet Nia Jax right now and tell her thank you. Do it. I ain't playing. Do it. I'll shut this stream off. She gonna cut a promo? Welcome to Raw, Miss Lynch.
Look at this. The man is back on Raw.
I still don't understand the nickname, but she's too cool not to like.
Back to you again.
Like, I'm the man. I'm like, okay.
Now,
You know, the men are half the population on the earth, right?
I've been hearing about this bad
It's not abnormal to be a man.
But the last time I came to your show, I dropped you right there.
You don't have a Twitter? Well, then send her a postcard.
Even after that, you never came looking for me to prove that you're the baddest. So,
Ronnie.
come looking for you to prove you're not. And you,
Yeah, Becky is somewhat over.
and you've heard about this, but last night I won the Royal Rumble match.
Yeah, we know. We saw. It was awesome. We marked out.
Unlike Seth Rollins, I don't need much time to think.
Now she's got her mind figured out. Made up.
I choose you.
All right, that's set. Becky jumps to Raw. Very cool. That match is set. Ronda and Becky. I told y'all it was going to happen.
And a WrestleMania
All y'all motherfuckers who are too impatient.
your mystique. I'm going to take your title, and I'm going to kick your ass in front of the whole world.
Okay, you do realize if this is a real fight, this match will be over in 5 seconds, but that's okay. I'm cool with the make-believe. I'm rooting for Becky. Kick her ass. Now Ronda wants the mic.
I want the whole world to hear this.
I really hope I mean, they got a long time. We got 12 weeks or something. So, 8 weeks maybe, something like that.
My opponent to be looking me in the eye and primed to fight. I don't just want to beat you. I want to be the best version of Becky Lynch that has ever existed.
They are not listening to you.
Completely honest.
So they got a long time to... I just hope the build is good. They do some fun shit.
Me.
Mania's 10 weeks away or whatever.
But I could re-break your face faster than you could say Nia Jax. In fact, you, me, and everyone else here knows that I have the ability to kill you with my bare hands without even breaking a sweat. And the only thing stopping me is my decision not to.
Yeah, Ronda.
You know what, Becky?
That's the promo she should have cut to begin with.
Realize that we are the same age. That means while you were training, I was main eventing in a sport that didn't even want to win.
Check out
in it at all.
Ronda's cauliflower ear.
And last year, while you were in the kickoff show for WrestleMania, I stole the show at my debut.
That's true. Becky was in the kickoff.
Because I've been a household name for a decade.
Why is she so hit or miss with these promos? The one earlier was like a pile of shit. This one's fucking phenomenal.
Every ring I step into is mine. I own the ground under my feet, and I'm gonna own you at WrestleMania.
She's like Jekyll and Hyde with her promos. It's the craziest thing. That right there is going to be a dandy, as JR would say. Let's main event this motherfucker. Put these girls on last. Fans certainly seem into that. Right on. Huge. It's settled. It's official. Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey, WrestleMania. With 70 days to get there. 69 days. 10 weeks. Lots to do. I don't know if Seth's going to go to SmackDown Live. He better not. Universal title. SmackDown's got great wrestlers. Daniel Bryan, AJ. But Strowman's not out of the woods yet. Oh, Strowman's congratulating Seth. I'm wondering if Strowman's going to come out and sabotage the whole thing. Has he faced McIntyre yet? No, this match is next. Yeah, I can't see both Rumble winners switching brands. I think one does, one doesn't. Becky has now jumped. And how does this work? You guys got to help me out. How did it work with Asuka last time? So, if Becky's choosing to come to Raw to face Ronda, does that mean she's on the Raw brand now? Or can she go to SmackDown tomorrow night and have a match or some shit? How does that work? Is she permanently on Raw, or does she kind of float? I don't know the rules. Help me, y'all. Help me. The promo did feel semi-shoot, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was, because she had a whole match in between these promos. You know, and plus I feel like she cut her promo in response to the way the crowd was reacting. Because WWE's so stupid. Vince McMahon's so damn dumb. He thought the crowd was going to be torn. Oh, I like this person, I like this person. And they can continue with Ronda Rousey in her normal, smiling, happy way. But she reacted harshly when the crowd was reacting harshly. And instead of saying, oh, Becky, I just want to have a good match with you and best of luck and, you know, I respect you and all that nonsense, she got in her face like, look, bitch, I'll kill you. And that was cool. That's what I'd say. That whole fucking situation there was money. I'm looking forward to it. I just hope they can keep it up. I hope the build is good, and I hope we don't see the typical shit, because here's what we're going to have to see, y'all. I'm calling it right now. One night on Raw, maybe even as early as next fucking week, or even at a pay-per-view, Becky and Ronda are going to have to be a tag team, right? And then Ronda's going to accidentally hit Becky, or something like that. It's going to be dumb. You know we're going to get a contract signing, so that'll be one good week. We'll have some tag team match. We'll probably have two tag team matches. We'll probably have one tag match where they're on the same team, and another tag match where they're on opposing teams. So that's 3 weeks covered. 2 tag matches, contract signing. We're also going to have probably 2 weeks, maybe 3, of just straight promos. So that's 6 weeks. We'll have another week of a promo and a brawl, so that's 7 weeks. Still leaves us with 3 weeks left of shit of like segments to do. What other kind of segments can you do? Oh, you got to do the face-to-face via satellite segment, so that's 8 weeks. Becky will be via somewhere, and Ronda will be via somewhere else. That's 8 weeks, so we got to think of like 2 more ideas for these two to do. Besides promos. Oh, Moment of Bliss or something. Talk show. They got to be on a talk show, so that's 9 weeks. 1 more week to figure out. And a tug of war with the belt. Perfect. 10 weeks. We're set. We've got it all figured out. We just booked WrestleMania, y'all. Or we just booked the road to WrestleMania. Sign the contract. Keep them apart to WrestleMania. Fine with that, too. WWE won't. They can't resist, though. Maybe they limit the contact. Do the maybe of all of the 10 weeks, maybe there's only 4 weeks of interaction. Because you got to do something on the go-home show. Got to do the contract signing. You got to have some sort of a brawl or physical interaction. Just one little one. And maybe limit it. But it would be cool if they wanted to do that. They could have Shane McMahon and... Or whoever... Wait, he's not even in charge anymore. That's right. Just the McMahons could decide that they want to keep Becky on SmackDown. What happened to that kid? Why is he fainting? Oh, we got a Seth Rollins playdate? That's awesome. And Sasha Banks. If I was a wrestler, I'd do a ton of those Make-A-Wish. I'd be happy to do those. Hey, Braun. What's shaking? You don't put two men on a team, two people on a team who threaten to kill each other? In wrestling, you sure as shit do. Steve Austin murdered Triple H at the Survivor Series, and 4 months later, they're BFFs. It's all good. No rules in wrestling. No rules. I've never really taken a close look at those ring posts, those LED ring posts. So it's still the old school regular ring post. They just have it wrapped in that stupid shit. I guess I never really thought about that. The kid, he did. He fainted due to the lack of food because of Baron Corbin and his shitty serving skills. Actually, if you work at Applebee's, you're not a server, you're a waiter. But still, he sucks regardless. No, Austin murdered Triple H. He dropped him off of that fucking forklift at Survivor Series. And then just a couple of months later, in 2001, was when they teamed up. No, I'm not talking about the hit and run. Yeah, Triple H too. They tried to murder each other. But I think what Austin did to Triple H was worse than Austin getting run over by the car. I don't know how Triple H survived that. He must be a bionic man. But you're up in a car and you're dumped off a forklift from 150 feet or whatever the fuck it was. Maybe not that high. Probably a good 50 feet up in the air, on the roof of the car. And then you want to be friends with that guy? Okay. I don't even know if we're going to get a winner here or what the hell is going on with McIntyre and Strowman. Because if for any reason Seth does hop to SmackDown, which I don't expect him to, then these are going to have to be your contenders right here for Brock. These are your only two. Balor's moving on to work with Lashley. Dean Ambrose is on the verge of turning into Dude Love. So I don't know what's going on with him. So these two guys have got to be opponents for Brock. Yeah, Triple H was in the car. He was pointing out the window screaming. The camera doesn't lie. You actually think that Triple H wasn't in there? Boy, you're pretty naive, Bubba Nader. Of course Triple H was in the car. He's just so strong that he survived the fall. He was fine. He was on TV like a week later. Pro wrestlers are immortal. Ew. What is this? This is Temptation Island? I want to see Temptation Island, but with, like, super ugly people. Like, all these girls, tits are hanging out, asses are hanging out, the dudes are all almost as studly as me. You know, everybody's just all so spectacular. I want to see it with a bunch of, like, fucking, just gross garbage men and shit. How funny would that be? Brock and Drew at WrestleMania, I'd totally be fine with that. I mean, I've expressed interest in the idea of Brock Lesnar losing to another big badass, and if Roman's not going to be around for a few years, you need another one, and Drew fits the bill. I've said before, I've said months ago, that I think Drew McIntyre is better at being at Roman Reigns than Roman Reigns is. I think he's got a better look. He's taller. He's just as good in the ring. He can cut a promo. He's got long, luscious hair like Vince loves. He's got a better physique. And arguably, probably, maybe a little bit better in the ring, or maybe a little bit more seasoned because he's worked internationally and stuff. So, like, I feel like he's got all the stuff. He checks every box. He literally does. So, like, why wouldn't WWE want him to be the next Roman Reigns? But what worries me is if WWE comes to that realization, then they'll turn him into Roman Reigns, and they'll shove him down everybody's throat, and everybody will rebel against it and hate it and all that. So, Brock's a heel. McIntyre's a heel. I don't think the crowd would care. I think they'd be so pro McIntyre if they did that match. But I'd still prefer Seth. I want Seth. No, there's no Hall of Fame announcement. We did not get that. Looks like it's not going to be tonight. Probably going to be next week. Well, before we get to the main event here, let me grab another beer. I'll be right back.
Lotion has 7 moisturizers and skin strengthening proteins for smoother, healthier looking skin.
Alright, I'm back. Alright. Time for Strowman and McIntyre to wrap up, and then we're going to find out who Seth will be challenging at Mania. All right, we got 15 minutes left in the show. Jeez, he knocked the shit out of McIntyre on that one. Damn. Damn, Braun going nuts. Island filled with hot firefighters. That's funny. Firefighters get laid so easily, it's ridiculous. Pisses me off.
Strowman hoisting McIntyre up on his shoulder. Yeah, but you got to. He came into play as McIntyre slipped behind and then drove Strowman into the post. And you cannot underestimate the importance of this match tonight. As everyone begins.
I mean, I don't even know what kind of finish we're going to get here. Strowman going to beat McIntyre? He might. If McIntyre beats Strowman here and it's a clean loss, I don't know what the hell that means for Brawny Boy. If either one of these guys is going to win clean against the other, I'm actually picking Strowman over McIntyre. Or he just throws him into the steps and gets DQ'd. That works too. Whatever works for you, Braun. I ain't arguing with you. I loved you in Revenge of the Nerds. Baron Corbin, you asshole. Can you be any more annoying? No, the answer is no. Even Noel Foley doesn't like you.
We might see it again. Not only the elbow injury, but costing Strowman the Universal Championship on one occasion. Cost him an opportunity at Lesnar at last night's Rumble match.
When will Baron Corbin learn to stay in his own damn lane?
Oh my God!
Please kill Baron Corbin. I want you to hit Baron Corbin so hard that he thinks he's in NXT again and he starts wearing his old ring attire. And he stops wearing his slacks and Dr. Scholl's fucking shoes. How can you wrestle in those shoes? You are going to break your ankle. God. Like John Cena wrestling in fucking Reeboks. Braun's nipples are always trying to escape. Those poor little fellas, they try so hard to climb out of there. Sometimes they'll peek out. It's a constant battle with his nipples in the free world. It's like trying to break out from prison. I'm scared to say hello to anybody who says they love me when we first meet. That's a bad sign. That's what they are. They're totally Dr. Shoes, Mike. Dr. Scholl's, Mike. They are. I can tell. Oh, McIntyre nails Strowman.
Once again, McIntyre flattens Strowman with a claymore. And in turn, saving Baron Corbin.
Yeah, I can see Cena. How? With my eyeballs. His catchphrases don't work on me. I don't like that McIntyre and Corbin are butt buddies. Oh, they're going to go injure him again. Does Strowman need more surgery? Is this an angle? Are they going to put his arm in the thing again? Or is Bray Wyatt going to come save him? Or are they just going to kill him? Shut up, Cole. God. Alright, so they just choke slammed him on the steps. That's it. Alright. At least they're not doing an injury angle. I was worried they were going to smash his elbow in there again or something. This is alright. That's okay, Nick. I've met you before. You're not weird. You could have, Catherine. Actually, I would have allowed you to. You're alright. Yell it across that Mexican restaurant. Alright, Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan having a discussion about what? I don't know. Probably Boba. And Brock is here too. How's Eric Rowan off TV for all this time? All of a sudden he's in the segment. He's in the middle of the ring with Brock Lesnar and Daniel Bryan. And Seth Rollins. After being a bludgeon brother. And getting hurt and fucking up the team. Now they're pushing him? Not fair. You can meet me one day. How easy? I forgot where you live anyway. How close are you to California? I mean, I was gonna try to go to Double or Nothing, but somebody in the chat, I won't mention her name, went to Paris or something, so I don't know if I'm going or not. Might not have gone anyway.
Big King XL is like a Big Mac, but more large and in charge. I would eat this again.
Flame grilled beef, a copy never tasted this good. The new Big King XL, only at Burger King.
What about this guy?
This guy's been through a lot.
Dogs bring out the good in us. Pedigree brings out
Hunter G, that's just my opinion. You have a right to it, but I agree with every single letter in your opinion.
Smell that?
The only thing good about your opinion is the initial in is the G at the end of your name.
And this sweet
Because that's what stands for Greg in GoodMicWork. So that part I like, everything else I disagree with.
Oh, and it's got 9 lemon air fresheners, like driving through a citrus wonderland. Okay, look, you don't need to sell me. At CarMax, they buy all the cars.
Why are they shoving Corbin down our throats? I don't know. You just got to take it. You know, the trick is to being able to take something like Corbin down your throat is you just got to relax your throat and make eye contact. Very important. Rule number 1. You can do it, Mike.
Why are we doing this?
Yes, Vontae, it's official. Becky and Ronda at WrestleMania.
All I wanted was to use your body wash.
And all I wanted was to have a body wash.
This is a weird commercial. Why are y'all body washing each other? I don't want to see that again. Ew, gross. You won't be, Catherine, you won't be able to if I wear my Braun Strowman attire. Because them little buggers can have a tough time escaping. That's okay. I probably couldn't have gone anyway. I'm going to Hawaii like a month before Double or Nothing. It's just Vegas is not far. I can make the trip so easily. We'll see. Nick Stark, I think Balor is in line for an IC title run. I think he should work with like Lashley at the next 2 pay-per-views, and Lashley either wins or cheats to win or does something, and then they have a match at WrestleMania where Balor is the Demon, and he wins the Intercontinental title as the Demon at WrestleMania. That's what I hope they do here. That would be cool. So that's what I have in mind for Finn Balor, and I still think Finn Balor should get the title shot at SummerSlam. That's what I feel. They gave him a title shot against Brock. If Brock drops it to Seth, assuming Seth chooses Brock here, he might not. I think he will. Assuming that match happens and Seth wins, I say you do the rematch 3 years later from SummerSlam. Demon Balor against Universal Champ Seth Rollins. Maybe Demon Balor can still be Intercontinental Champ. And it can be title or for title like Seth and Cena did. And that's your main event match. Full circle moment for Finn Balor, I should say. Winning the title at the same show against the same opponent. I think that would be nice. Yeah, Barry, I'm going to be in Hawaii, but I'm not going to be on Kauai. I think it's our only year we're not going there. We're going Oahu. Just, they voted. It was like a family vote. Like, do you want to stay where we go or we want to go somewhere else? And I didn't really care. So I was like, y'all just decide. So we're not coming to you this time. But I have a feeling when we go back next year, we'll be back in Kauai. But Barry, as long as you live in Hawaii, you'll always have a chance to see me. Because my parents bought the timeshare thing years ago with the intention of, when they die, leaving it to me and my siblings so we can use it every year. And it's kind of like their little insurance policy to ensure that we all spend time together and stuff as we get older. So I'll be in Hawaii like every year for the rest of my life. And so we'll go have some beers. Oh, Brock's coming out instead. Look at Brock working the main event segment on Raw. Thought he'd be on a plane home. And there he is. Still champion. Yeah, any of y'all are always welcome in San Diego. Come on down. I'll come party with you. This is a great city, man. I'm proud of my city. If I didn't live here, I'd want to live here.
Exploited an abdominal injury suffered by
What will you ever do without me this year, Barry? I don't know. Chew on your blanket, probably. Rock back and forth. Shit like that. It's usually what I do when I'm sad. I'm surprised that Daniel Bryan is out here for this. Or he will be out here for this. Like, it makes me wonder what they're going to do. Are we going to get a brawl? Are we going to get a cliffhanger? Are they going to do something here to where Seth doesn't decide and it's drug out till tomorrow night on SmackDown or something? I mean, Eric Rowan is out there. You got his backup. You got to think he'll stick his gross beard filled with potato chip crumbs into this nonsense. He might even eat an F5.
This is for Seth Rollins' own good. And you have to admit, they'll have a great grappling match, and they'll put on a...
Oh, he's definitely challenging Brock. Especially after what Heyman is saying here.
Last thing Seth Rollins nor anybody else on this planet wants to do is to get into a fight with the Beast, Brock Lesnar.
Seth and Brock. That's what you got to do. Razor Demon? Yeah. Eric Rowan's coming out from an injury to get F5'd. Probably. Oh, here comes Seth Rollins. Hell, we don't even need Daniel Bryan. Is he gonna get F5'd right away? Got right in Brock's face. Man, come on, that's our match. Oh, and he's brawling right now. See what I'm saying is, why do we even need Daniel Bryan out here? Seth going after it. Oh, curb stomp position. F5 coming. Seth's gonna beat you.
Once he regains consciousness, I think Seth Rollins might want to reconsider his options.
What about Daniel Bryan? Is he going to come out? We got 2 minutes left. We never even saw Daniel Bryan. I guess he didn't need to be there. It's settled then. That's it. You don't not do Seth and Brock now. What's Seth going to do? Show up on SmackDown tomorrow and be like, Daniel Bryan, I challenge you. Brock kicked my ass last night. I don't want any more of that. He's not going to do that. We're getting Becky and Ronda. We're getting Seth and Brock, just like I wanted.
It was a brazen Seth Rollins to come out here and get right in Brock's face.
3 F5s.
Surprised at the outcome.
I like how Seth sold that last. I mean, even Seth sold the F5 like dead weight. He was just like limp.
And that is what the Universal Champion does. Come on, Brock. Nobody's gonna
Plot twist at WrestleMania. Sarah Jessica Parker attacks Ronda Rousey. Oh, look at that sell. Damn. Love it. He's going to throw 5 or 6 of them at Seth. He's taken 4. Damn, Seth. He looks like a complete unconscious. He's even selling the F5s like he's unconscious. on the belt this time. That didn't hurt that bad.
I think Brock Lesnar's point, his statement is crystal clear. Seth Rollins, you can head to WrestleMania.
Sarah Jessica Parker, why the long face?
Step to the beast's throne.
I love the way Seth was selling those F5s. That was fucking badass. All right, they're going to sign off here and go off the air. It's 8 p.m. on the dot here for me in the West Coast. Pretty good Monday Night Raw. Oh, Seth's still talking. Oh, he's gonna be kicking his ass while they're going off the air. Another F5. Damn, I like that. That was all good. Good stuff. Fuck yeah, I'm so excited with WrestleMania. Those two matches right there is all I really wanted. You guys have been listening to me the past few months, what I've been saying. Seth and Brock, Seth and Brock, Seth and Brock. Becky Ronda, Becky Ronda, Becky Ronda. How do you not do either one of those? And they're doing both. And I was nervous I would get one at best or neither one. And they're doing it. It's fabulous. Fantastic. Now shut up with a no-sell Lesnar. Lesnar sells plenty. Fuck, God, the amount of offense he allowed Daniel Bryan and Finn Balor and AJ Styles, he's not selling because that's what the storyline called for in this one. He attacked Seth. Relax. Some of these generic arguments don't apply to some of these situations. Lesnar sells plenty. Lesnar has no problem doing business. Lesnar ain't selfish. He doesn't give a shit if he's champion or not. He just wants to be paid. Got back in the day, Triple H and Shawn Michaels and Kevin Nash and Scott Hall, those guys cared more. Brock doesn't care. Fucking pay me, I'll go out there and job to Hornswoggle. He doesn't give a fuck. So all this, he doesn't sell. If he's not selling enough for you, that's on orders of WWE, not Brock Lesnar. So stupid. You're gonna cancel. Jake, you're gonna cancel your networks? You're gonna cancel both of them? You subscribe twice? You don't have to pay $20 a month. It's only $9.99. I'm still waiting for the WWE network to like add more tiers. That'll be cool if we can get like a, because I'd gladly pay $20 for that, you know, but I'd pay 15 too if they wanted to add some exclusive content for ballers on the network. That would be fun. But yeah, pretty cool finish to Monday Night Raw. I'm not going to hang out here too long. I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. I got a lot of shit to do. It's been a long day. I got to relax. But big news coming out of Raw tonight. Both Royal Rumble winners have virtually selected. I mean, I know Seth Rollins didn't officially select Brock Lesnar, but I think he's going to. Daniel Bryan never even showed up in the main event segment, and he was supposed to. So we're going to get Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar, and we're going to get Becky Lynch and Ronda Rousey. Rousey had the open challenge tonight. Bayley accepted that. The crowd was going nuts through the whole thing, chanting for Becky all night long. After Rousey beats Bayley, Becky Lynch comes out and officially challenges Rousey for WrestleMania. So that's just huge. Now you got to think in terms of what we're going to see tomorrow night with Daniel Bryan. He needs an opponent now. That could be anybody. Maybe a returning Bray Wyatt. I think The Miz is kind of out now. Looks like he's busy with Shane McMahon, so it's probably not going to be The Miz. Owens and Zayn, I don't think he'll be back in time. I don't know if somebody can hop over to Raw. Maybe they do something like that. Who would it be, though? You know, it wouldn't be Finn Balor. He's going to be working an Intercontinental title program with Bobby Lashley after what we saw tonight. So maybe they do a thing where SmackDown says, okay, you know, Becky Lynch is now on Raw, so Raw needs to, you know, fill that void, replenish that, or pay them back for that piece of talent and send somebody from the men over to SmackDown to challenge Daniel Bryan. But I don't know who's really there as a babyface that would be worthy of that. So I'm curious what Daniel Bryan will do at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan versus Cena is a good one. Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton is another one. I think I'd almost prefer Bryan and Cena over Randy Orton, because Bryan and Cena have the tie-in with the family. John Cena's not with Nikki Bella anymore. That can all be thrown in his face. And Daniel Bryan can beat John Cena and retain his title. That would be awesome. Thanks for the super chat, AJ Daniels. You are awesome. Have I watched Superstars on the network yet? No, I haven't. Would I want Wrestling Challenge on the network? As a personally, yes, as a fan, of course I would. But all those shows I have every year of Superstars taped in my collection, and I have most of the years of Wrestling Challenge in my collection. So as far as like my personal abilities, all this stuff is digitalized. I can pull up any Superstars show without the network, but that's just me bragging, sorry. But as a fan, of course, I want as much content on that network as possible. Put Superstars on there. And I know the current set of Superstars shows that are on there don't even start until 92 because of the lawsuit with the Superstars of Wrestling trademark that goes back decades with WWE. But I've got, like, my collection is sick, man. I've got a lot of that stuff already. But it certainly would make it easier for on-the-go stuff on my phone, being able to pull up any Superstars show. So I would eventually like the WWE Network to just have everything. But Wrestling Challenge was fun. You know, Bobby and Gorilla. Superstars was fun. With Jesse and Vince and Bruno sometimes. It was great shit. Fucking loved it. Yeah, Bryan might open up WrestleMania this year. Last time he went in as champion, he got kicked in the face, right? That was the whole AJ Lee thing, and he got kicked in the face and lost his title in 18 seconds or whatever it was. Thanks for the chat there, Chris. With his real wrestling credentials and huge muscle mass and bad temper, Scott Steiner in 99 and 2000 WCW would be the original version of Lesnar. True, attitude-wise maybe, but definitely not in the ring. Steiner was already declining physically by that point to me. If we could put 1999-2000 attitude into a 1993 Scott Steiner body, then we're talking. Because that's just some sick shit right there. But hell yeah, he's got a lot of that Brock in him. You're right, he does. He definitely does. Mustafa Ali could be a very good opponent for Daniel Bryan. In order to get there, though, he's going to have to beat Samoa Joe a couple times, because I know Samoa Joe and Ali have got some issues on television right now. So if they got some pay-per-view matches with each other and Ali beats him, and then maybe they have a rematch and it's for the #1 contender spot and he beats him again, might be a quick way to kind of build him up. Because with Ronda and Becky and Brock and Seth, I mean, those are two big matches, both of which will probably expect a title change. So you almost think you have to have one of these matches that just doesn't mean quite as much. So maybe you can just put Daniel Bryan in there with a really solid opponent and give Daniel Bryan the same type of match that CM Punk had at WrestleMania 28 when he worked with Chris Jericho. You know what I mean? Just like mid-card match, retains the title, whatever, not the main event, but still a semi-big deal. And all the spotlight can be on Seth and Brock and Ronda and Becky. So his opponent could be anybody. And Dominique, thanks for the super chat. Who your pick is your top 5 that should face Daniel Bryan? Well, I've mentioned a few of them. Top of my list would be The Miz. I just think he's out. Bray Wyatt would be a good one. So would Mustafa Ali. So would Samoa Joe. Here's a random name. I'm just throwing this out there because it just popped in my head. What about Jeff Hardy? What about Jeff Hardy? That would be a similar situation. I just referenced Punk in 2012 working with Jericho. Punk versus Jericho is kind of the same thing as Hardy versus Bryan. Hardy and Jericho are probably at the time in the similar positions in the company. Weren't really prominent, weren't in main event situations, but you know, still working big matches and with big opponents, and were still very over and beloved by the crowd. So Daniel Bryan and Jeff Hardy could be fun because Daniel Bryan could really go off on Jeff for some of Jeff's personal decisions. Daniel Bryan's Mr. Planet or Captain Planet or whatever the fuck he is, and Jeff Hardy's had issues with addiction and poisoning his body and doing a lot of things that Daniel Bryan probably doesn't like, including eating steak. That might be fun. Rey Mysterio, I think, should go into WrestleMania, maybe to work with Almas. And, you know, we've got Shinsuke Nakamura to think about as well, because he's the U.S. champion again. I forgot who it was that pitched the mask versus title idea. Love that. Somebody asked me about that on Twitter last week. What if Almas won the title, you know, prior to WrestleMania, and he had a WrestleMania match with Rey Mysterio with Rey's mask on the line? I'm glad you like my Jeff Hardy pick. That could be a good pick. You know, the match would be fun. I said the same thing earlier down ice. I mean, the Aleister Black and Daniel Bryan match would be wonderful, and there's nothing wrong with doing that. But Mania would be really fast. That would be fast. Same thing with Velveteen. I don't know if I want to see Daniel Bryan have a WrestleMania title match with an NXT person. I'm not saying they won't do that. It's just not something that I personally would do. I'd put Daniel Bryan in there with somebody that has earned the spot on the main roster. A guy like Ali, who's been busting his tail. Doesn't have to win the belt, just has to give a good effort, come up short, stock will rise. And that could be a good spot for Mustafa Ali to be in. Same thing with a lot of young guys like that. But if you put Jeff Hardy in there with him, it could be like just a veteran versus veteran match. There could be lots of good stuff in the build. Promos can be fun. Match would be good. Solid undercard match. Oh, thank you, Vi. So they're officially announcing that, what, on Twitter or something? Yeah, that's pretty much a done deal. You don't give a motherfucker 6 F5s and then he's like, no, don't want to fight you. Yeah, it's clearly going to be Seth and Brock. So I guess WWE has made that official, according to Vontae. But that's cool. WWE app says it. All right, good. Yes, Mr. Dimple Man. I do think Seth has a chance against Brock. Not only do I think he has a chance against Brock, he's going to beat Brock. He has to. Roman Reigns is the only guy that's like really beat Brock Lesnar clean, and now he's sick. So you got to have somebody else that can just be that alpha. Brock has to drop the belt clean, and to me, on the entire roster, Seth is the guy. There's lots of arguments can be made. Lots of guys. I'd put Drew McIntyre, you know, even Strowman to a degree, Finn Balor, or AJ, or Bryan. Lots of people are worthy of beating Brock. But I think the guy that's the most deserving currently on the roster and the one that has the biggest resume and all of that and the biggest future is Seth. That's what I think. Catherine, mwah, good night. Happy birthday. Sleep it off. Good luck at work tomorrow. Call me crazy. What about Daniel Bryan versus Nia Jax? I'd rather not think about that. Considering what we've seen from Nia Jax, wouldn't rule it out. But no, I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that. EC3 and Bobby Lashley for the IC title. I don't know. I don't know if that would that match be any good. That's a whole lot of muscle going on. I'd rather see Balor beat Lashley for the title and then EC3 work with Balor. Maybe if Balor is on an eventual road to the Universal title, maybe you have him have a couple, like I said, here's how I'd book Balor. A couple of pay-per-view matches at Elimination Chamber and Fastlane with Bobby Lashley winning one with some help, maybe a DQ finish at the other one. You set up a third match at WrestleMania, maybe even a gimmick match of some kind, but whatever you do, you have it be Bobby Lashley versus the Demon Finn Balor. Demon Finn Balor wins the Intercontinental title at WrestleMania. On the way to WrestleMania, maybe Money in the Bank, Finn Balor drops the belt to EC3. And then winds up, after that feud has run its course, goes into SummerSlam to face Seth Rollins for the Universal title. He doesn't have to win Money in the Bank. He can get the match some other way or whatever. And yeah, that's what I would see. That's what I would like to see. So if you want to have EC3 be Intercontinental Champion, I think he'd probably be better served defeating Finn Balor over Bobby Lashley. If that's the direction you want to go in. But anyway, what a night. Like I said, I'm going to get out of here now. I'm going to do some editing. I'm going to get a video up to you guys tomorrow morning. Just a highlights version, condensed clips, Cliff's Notes version of my reaction from last night. And then this Thursday morning, maybe even late Wednesday night, just depends. I'm going to have episode 529 up, and we're going to discuss everything from the weekend. Thanks for hanging out with me for 3 days, because I know most of you were here all 3 nights for my TakeOver review, yesterday for the Rumble, and now tonight for Monday Night Raw. I appreciate it. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for liking the video. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for helping me surpass 25,000. Thank you to all the donations tonight, the super chats. You guys were awesome all weekend long. Love you. Couldn't live without you. Y'all be good. I'll catch you just a couple of days for episode 529. Peace.